This is now indeed. Now, it is a normal let loose show. As I said last night, I did a Facebook thing because I'm so sorry I haven't had as many samples done just because of life. But beautiful combination of stuff from Marianne Designs. So again, different. Yes. And what I love about this show, again, it's not really my normal thing. You know, I like this now and again, you know, to mix it up and do stuff that isn't me, if you will.
Sometimes it's those things that you often go to the safe things, the things that you know and the things that you love, but you miss a lot of things that you might not have noticed otherwise. So,
and it's quite nice to have that challenge. I enjoy that. I think it's really interesting. And I was thinking about it last night, and it's interesting to take something that ain't you and make it you, you know? Yeah. It's really cool. Anyway, I'm saying all that. We've got a lovely collection of dies. Now, we have got, it's going to be a different show this morning, this afternoon, because I've got different products this afternoon. These are lovely, all about celebrations. So first of all, you've got your Prosecco or champagne, whatever you want it to be. It could, any celebration, quite frankly, requires Prosecco any day at the minute. Is obviously drink responsible. So you've got your champagne bottle there. I like the fact that you've got, you can have it, you know, dressed up, or you can have it as a bottle.
Or anything, couldn't it? From that first one,
it can be poison. It is up to you. So that's your first one. Your second one is your gorgeous rope, and that's your rope with a beautiful heart. Really like that because it's simple but elegant. Yes. So I very much like that one.
And you can see from the packaging there how effective that's going to be. Yeah. You've got some gorgeous ideas how to use that.
It really is a nice die, and hopefully I'll use that in the second demonstration. The third one, now this is interesting because that's your little bouquet, but all these bits are your decoupage. So it means you build up that lovely little bouquet, which looks really effective. Nice. And you can either follow the design of the actual bouquet itself, or of course you can add extra. Now, sadly, I've only managed to do one sample for this one. I do apologise, but
that's nice though.
Now,
like that.
See what I mean about mixing it up so it's more me. So now the stamps I've used on this one, believe it or not, the stamps on the background, they're coming up in the hour this afternoon. But I've used that little bouquet, and I've also used the alphabet that we've got in this first hour as well. But you can see the bouquet, how it's been built up, and obviously I've taken my time and actually coloured that in, so it gives it a real depth as well, which I think is really pretty. See how it's all built up.
I do like that.
Cute, isn't it?
Love that little bit of twine in there as well.
Yeah. I think it just gives it that texture. So yeah, a really nice collection, a great price as well.
It certainly is. Now, of course, Marianne Designs, because they are being shipped in from Europe, we do say to allow an extra 8 days delivery, but of course they will be here in no time and definitely worth the wait. At 798320, being your item number, £18.99 if you're wanting to get hold of these. And you've probably noticed we have got the die dimensions running along the bottom of the screen there, it might help you with your decisions. I know a lot of you have requested that, so yeah.
Didn't even know.
Thanks to Georgia, our producer. She typed all those in.
Get you.
So if it's wrong, it's her fault. No, that's all I'm saying. Next bundle that we've got here as well.
With one she gives, with the other she takes away. Okay, next bundle. These are fabulous because detail. These are so pretty. Nice. So your first one, now that, it's going to be one of my words. I'm going to be really, really careful not to say any words I shouldn't say in this hour.
Why? You usually do. You just can't.
No, you know, the bad words.
Oh, the bad words. The ones on the list.
Yeah. All them bad words that are right there on the edge of my tongue. So this one, that cuts out, that stays in the card. Okay. So again, brilliant for doing different concepts with this one. That one is just big. I know, isn't that gorgeous? It's really detailed, really pretty, cuts lovely. I've used this quite a bit actually. I got carried away with these two, especially that one because I just think it's ace. So this is the first card. Now this is using the decoupage that we got in the hour. And you say I wanted, well, I'll talk about decoupage when I get to it, but it is using the edge, that edgier one, and then obviously that lace one. Just, doesn't it look pretty?
That is really nice.
It looks
now, the lace one, as a crafter, can I ask, is that one, does it cut off at the end, or is it a continual cut? Right,
no, that one is, it does cut off at the end, sorry. Yeah, it does cut off at the end. So yeah, if you did want to lengthen it, you'd have to stick them together. With that one, I've used my paint just to colour it in, because I just thought that were really pretty. If you like those butterflies, I've used those butterflies a lot. When you are checking out your basket, that's one of them, their offers.
Oh, the little partners that it suggests.
Yes.
Right.
And they're a really good deal, and I've used them tons, absolutely tons.
Wonderful.
So do look out for them when you're checking your baskets out. See, now then, can you see that background?
That's fabulous.
So that background, rather than cut it out, you know when we emboss with the dye, where you don't actually cut it, that's what I've done there twice to give it that really nice textured background.
That's definitely a Leone card.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
And that's using the dyes to do something completely different with.
Like
then it brings it back so it is a U card. And that's what I've done there, and I was really chuffed with that. I really like them dyes because they are so versatile.
And brilliant value for money. Again, £18.99 for both of those. I think these are going to end up being go-to dyes that you go to when you're perhaps not sure where you're going to be going with the design. This will start you off, and then it will kind of take you with the flow again. 442861 being the item number if you're wanting to get hold of those. Of course, if you want to add them into your basket alongside the previous ones, it's just £1 extra with your post and packing, but keep an eye on your post and packing, especially on shows like this. Starts getting towards that £6 mark, then check out the Freedom membership, because of course £6.97 your post and packing's included.
Absolutely. And that's even on Craft Price Drop.
Yeah.
And that is definitely, if you buy anything from Craft Price Drop, you should just be a Freedom member straight away.
Definitely. Now, this is another nice one.
This is lovely.
Do you like this? 2
alphabets here. So you've got your uppercase and you've got your lowercase. Beautiful font, you know, it's got that nice little curve to it. I shouldn't say curve, not curve. I mean, nice flow to it. It's a really nice font.
It's almost like a hand script one.
Yes, yes, it is. But not too swirly that you can't actually read it.
Yes.
Because you do get some fonts that are just too swirly.
True.
Now, with that one, again, just using the lowercase, bit of glossy accents on that one.
Nice.
With this one, that is your lowercase again, but I've done it quite subtly. In fact, there you go. I'm into that one.
That's nice.
The papers that we've got on the show, that's them, that is. And then the stamps are coming up later on.
Nice.
And then that die is obviously...
I like that mix of the 2 types of texture, where you've got your stamp and then you've got your dimension from your die.
Nice. Quite chuffed with that. Nice. Hey? Nice.
Nice.
Nice. Nice. And then that's one's note to do with it.
Oh, but it's lovely anyway. That's from that set. We'll move that along the counter. Now, that is brilliant value for money. 2 fonts for £17.99. I love the way that they're joined up as well, so you're not going to lose any letters, because that's my favourite trick.
Yes.
And it's always the letter that you need.
Indeed. Yes, it is. It is.
All the 26,
even on my own alphabets, I have done exactly that. It drives me nuts. But yeah, with that one, it is handy. So you'll stick them through. Of course, if you don't want to die cut the whole thing, you can just put a piece of card where you need it to be. But I must be honest, I've just put scraps of card and done the whole thing, and then you've got loads of extras.
Bits, doesn't it?
Yeah. It really is handy like that. But yeah, and they cut lovely again. They cut lovely. Really good price.
Can we just, I don't know whether it's just me, because whereabouts are Marianne Designs from? Is it Holland?
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Can we just check, on the screen there, we've got brush alphabet. Is that a kind of quirky way of spelling it, or is that the foreign way of spelling? Because I wasn't too sure, to be honest, so that's fair enough. Okay, we'll go with that.
But it's quite a cool way.
It is, I kind of like it.
It kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Alphabet.
Yeah.
It makes it a bit easier to spell. In fact, I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take it and run with that from now on.
Phonetically correct. Anyway, 004056 if you're wanting to go for that particular set. It's a brilliant die set, I have to say, and I'm sure we'll see that in action a little bit later on. There's lots more to share with you, obviously. So if you are, we're doing a bit of research now just to check it out. We're just going to check the facts on that one. We'll get back to you.
I don't think
it is Dutch. It's a Dutch way of spelling it.
Well, it makes miles more sense than where we do.
Educating at Hochanda.
I love it. We learn something new every day.
Lots of things. Some of it's useless, but most of it's very useful.
Most of it's very useful, isn't it?
Now, this is something that
this is huge.
Well, this is, I mean, it's a brilliant bundle, but I hope you don't mind me saying, this isn't something I would associate with you, decoupage.
I know. Well, when me and our Michelle have been chatting, I said, oh, go on, bung on a bit of decoupage, let's have some. But I wanted to mix it up.
Okay.
So, what you've got here, you've got your decoupage sheets, and you are getting, I think, is it 3 of each sheet, I do believe, 3 of each design. Now, just bear with. Yeah, hold on. That's not that one. That's bear with. Right, okay. I'm just going to do this.
Shall I go through the pad while you're deciding?
Yeah.
Right,
oh, it is this one. I'm just being stupid.
Now you've probably noticed on the screen there, you've got your paper pads. You've got 2 of these paper pads on here. This one entitled Sweet Romance. A little bit of an idea of those colours that are going to be featuring in there in the repeats. These are nice sizes. A5.
They're good quality as well, aren't they? Really nice pads. The value for money on this kit is amazing. When you think about it, you've got all those gorgeous papers, beautiful designs, brilliant to stamp on, brilliant for backgrounds, really good price. So 2 of those pads should really be £12.99 when you think about it.
Well, yeah.
But then you've got your decoupage as well. So I think it is 3 sheets of each one of your decoupage.
Lovely. Well, yeah, you're getting 6 decoupage in total, so yeah, that would make sense. Yeah.
That'd be that.
That'd be that. We do that
so
too.
We do, all the what's it, the job. So what you've got in this one, again, some really nice decoupage. Now, I didn't want to use them as normal decoupage. You can do. Because you're getting repeat sheets, you get 3 of each. So if you want to take out some of the elements that you want to decoupage, you can do. Okay. But there's loads of different ways of using them. And I think that's the beautiful thing about this. You've got a choice. They are printed on beautiful paper, which is nice because they're easy to cut out, because they're really nice and smooth to cut out. And the images, which I think beautiful for birthdays, a lot of these are quite gentle. You know, if it's a sympathy card, a thinking of you card, they're good for that. But so what I did for my card, so I took one of these, and you look at the size of that, but rather than decoupage it normally, I've extended it. So can you see the size of that one? So
it looks bigger on your card actually than on the sheet.
That's what I've done. I've extended it.
Yeah, I was actually looking at the flower bit. Sorry, give that illusion.
But that's what I've done. So what I've done, rather than, so I've used 2 images. Okay, so I've used that one and that one. Yeah. And what I've done, rather than decoupage them on top of each other, I've decoupaged it out. So that's how I've extended it. So you've got an extra flower coming in here. You see, it's not on that one. We've got extra flowers along the side. So I wanted it to be different. I didn't want to build it up, because to be fair, that isn't my type of decoupage. It doesn't float my boat at all. However, just a tiny bit, but then it's come out, it expands the image. So that's the way I wanted to use it. So it's a little bit different.
I love that. And of course, the die we saw a few moments ago featuring within this one as well is a brilliant deal, I have to say. We've got another set as well that you might want to have a little look at. Shall I bring those in, or well, no, I'll give you the details of this one to start with. 081350 being your item number. Now, if you love the look of the papers and your decoupage, then guess what? We've got another choice for you to go for as well. It's different item details with this particular one. £12.99 for these. These have definitely got an injection of colour in them.
Now, the paper pad, do you want to do the
Should we do it again?
Go for it. Go for it.
You know what we're doing now.
I love this.
So let's have a little look through here. Look at these. Again, you've got that menu on the front there to give you a little bit of an idea of what you've got within those covers. Now, this is definitely a Leone paper pad.
I love this.
Oh my goodness.
Look at it. It is me. Wow. So you could be over stamping. You could obviously be adding anything to it. I adore it because not only will it give you a fantastic colour palette to work with, you're also going to get inspiration with this. You know how to actually do your paints, your inks. I just love it. So if you haven't got all those colours, if you haven't got the knowledge how to do this, or the confidence, because sometimes messy crafting can be a little bit off-putting, this is a beautiful paper pad. Isn't it nice? That is so up my street.
That one reminds me a little bit of maybe flowers in a watercolour image that's been spritzed a little bit further.
I mean, you could easily then just stamp flowers along the top. You know, so you've got all those dribbles coming down. I mean, it is one of those paper pads that you could do so much with it. I adore this. And you're getting it twice. So you're getting all these twice. So it is a really good, again, it's an absolute bargain. And I love the soft ones. I tell you what, get on the website for the stamps that are coming up later on, because they match this wonderfully.
Could you overprint with these then? So if you've got background stamps of your own, go over the top?
Definitely. Definitely stamp over, emboss them, do all sorts with them. So that's your beautiful paper. You're getting 2 paper pads.
Wonderful.
And then you get your decoupage. Now, this is different. So this is different from the normal, again, normal decoupage, but this is probably more me than the last imagery, because these are more sort of field flowers, wildflowers.
Yeah.
You know, the more natural flowers. So you've got your daisies. You've got, are they a cowslip? In the, Janice is coming in.
Janice is coming in. She's a botanicalist.
Do you think they are? She thinks they are.
Yeah,
she thinks they are. She knows that she's. Yeah, maybe.
She knows her way around an allotment, does our Janice?
Aye.
She does.
Aye. They're probably a cowslip. So you've got beautiful flowers. I love the different sizes.
These look like lupins.
Aren't they gorgeous?
No, foxgloves. You have to be careful of foxgloves.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah,
you do. You have to be careful. Again, can be dodgy. So you have got some beautiful. I know, right? So I wanted again to use it different.
Yes.
So that one, I've actually cut it up now. That is, you wouldn't think that one of those squares is it. Which one have I used? That gorgeous daisy. Yeah. See, because that it doesn't look that big. Chop it up and it's made two really nice panels. Yeah. So again, chop into it, change it, and again using that gorgeous paper pad in the background, and it fits in really nice. And of course the die. Like with this one, that's the beautiful paper again. But over stamping, they're the stamps that we've got in the second hour. Get ahead of us for them, because I bet these will be busy because they're tremendous stamps. But using those stamps, over stamping on that paper, it looks like I spent hours creating the background texture.
It does. But
it's actually all the papers that do it.
And don't forget to keep your eyes open for those dies when you come to check out your baskets. Now, if you fancy getting hold of this particular set, 492962 being your item number, £12.99, you are getting all of those. 2 of your paper pads, and you've got 6 of your decoupage sheets. 3 different designs, 2 repeats of each, so lots of scope to use those. Now, of course, anything that Leonie is working with and the stuff that's going to be on the show later on, all on the website. So jump ahead onto the shop on the website, check out those Freedom member discounts. You can see on the screen there those blue flashes across the top. You can spot those at a real huge distance because it's bright blue. And you've got lots of different elements there. The butterfly stamps there, the alphabet dies, they're all featuring there as well. Now, when you do add things to your basket and you come to check out, our personal shopper, our online shopper, will automatically show you some things that you can add into your basket with no additional post and packing. It's worth checking out. And as Leonie said, a little fabulous little butterfly, it was a stamp, I think, wasn't it? Or was it die? There it is. Look at that. It's a perfect partner. And as you can see, exclusive deals generated dependent on what you've got in your basket. And look at that. Free delivery. No additional delivery costs for those. So it's definitely worth keeping your eye open for those. Of course, let Leonie loose. We're going to let her loose. So I think it's time. Leonie, you're let loose.
Thank you, our lovely Hayley. Right now then, we're going to do gentle things today. Just gentle. Probably have a little nap, actually. No. Oh, good grief. Okay, so what we're going to do, I'm going to use these beautiful border dies. I really like these. I think it's a stunning die. One side's obviously a cut edge, one side's not cutting. And they are really, really beautiful. So what I've done, first of all, I've cut my cardstock down as such. Now, what I'm going to do is actually fold this back. So let's have a little think. So I might fold it. I'm just having a plan. Now, a lot of people at home will measure at this stage. I don't do that. I'm not a measurer because that's not my cup of tea. So I'm definitely more of a guesser. So I'm going to go about there. And I am more of a chuck it in, see what happens kind of gal. But I think what I'll do is I might do it like, hey, it's really busy. Well, thank you very much. Over 2-minute queues on the phone, so if you do want something, you know what to do. Check your baskets out. It is hochanda.com or 01733602000. Right, I've chopped a bit of card off. I'm going to cut it about there just to see what happens. Am I doing? Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Maybe it does matter. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, I'm going to stop talking to myself and I'm going to talk to you. So I've cut a bit off, so now I kind of have a base where I'm going for. I am a guesser. You know, I do not measure anything, so it's all guesswork, but that's fine. It's going to work. She says with utter confidence. It's kind of fine, it'll kind of work. So I'm going to use my Gemini. Now, obviously, you're always better cutting like that with any die cutting machine, but I'm going to cut across because of the actual because of the size of the cardstock. So I'm going to use my metal plate, and I know I need my metal plate, my metal shim on my Gemini. So if you're cutting, and this is because if I were cutting downwards I wouldn't need it, but because I'm having to cut across, that's why I need it, and it is because I'm creating a shaped card. For once I'm actually using low tack tape. When I was trying to prep these at my mum's at the weekend, well, yesterday, I had one piece of low tack tape. It's really difficult when you've got one scabby little piece of low tack tape and loads of cards to do. It were tricky, but I kept it. I did well. So sandwich it in the Gemini and just pop that through. What I'm going to do, I am going to reverse it. So when I've heard it, dink, that's the one. Then I am going to reverse it. That's the beautiful thing about using the good old Gemini, which of course travelled with me again. My Gemini does go everywhere, literally everywhere I go. Right, let's have a little look-see. So I've spun the plates round, and that means I'll be able to see if it's cut or not. It still needs a bit of extra cutting. In the centre there, it needs a bit of extra cutting. So what I'm going to do is just emboss it first of all. And this means sometimes the emboss will just help the actual cut. And that's why I'm embossing it. But it still might need a bit of an extra cut. If that's the way, if that's the case, then so be it. But obviously, you'll sort that out with your machine. So I'll send it through once. I've that were a bit tricky. I couldn't really hear it that time. Send it back. Think it'll be all right. Now that beautiful paper pad, is that one my favourite one? Yeah, I love that one. That's my favourite, that one. That is busy. 15% of the stock has now gone with that one, if you do want it. The details are there. It is 492962. The details for that one are just at the bottom of the screen for you. 492692 is your item number. Now, I am going to be honest, if I were messing about, I'm not, because I've got another one cut, but I would send that back through, just because, I mean, it's near enough, and I'm probably being fussy, but a couple just in that centre just want one more go, so I would send it back through. But because I've already got one cut, I'm not going to bother, because I don't want to spend all my time just die cutting that die. But it is because of the detail. I tell you what, as well, my machine, sometimes I have found this, you know, if you've got wobbly mats, sometimes they miss a bit. I'm terrible, because I try and force it to carry on, because rather than get new plates, I try and force it flat again. It's ridiculous. It becomes a bit of a game. So what I'm doing now, I'm going to tweak off this bit. So the scrap bit, I'm actually going to tweak that off and keep it, because I like that bit. It's a nice little edge. This bit now we're going to cut. So with this one, look, this big lace die, which is absolutely sensational. So this one I'm going to put here as so. I'm going to bring that in again. I am going to spin my plates, because I am quite good when it comes to spinning my plates. And then I'm going to pop this one at the end. That's actually, for guesswork, it's pretty spot on. I love it when my guesswork actually works, and it doesn't happen often, I'm not going to lie. Normally my guesswork is rather dodgy, but that actually looks like it's worked, I think. Mind you, might all go wrong. So, popping that down again, and then pop this one back through. And this time I'm cutting it lengthways, so hopefully it's going to be a better cut this time. They are beautiful dies. Sometimes it just depends what machine you're using as to whether you need to shim them up or not. And I'm only going to send it through once, but it is worth embossing these ones, because they are really nice detailed dies. And when they're embossed, they've got that extra detail to them. Now, let's have a little look-see. Yeah, that's cut absolutely no problem, so I am going to emboss it. And to emboss it, all you want to be doing is, now I can take this out now. Okay. Oh, you know when I said it had gone right? It hasn't. Do you know, I do make myself laugh. I drive myself mad, or I make myself laugh. I'm making a variation on this card. I'll show you what I was meant to do in a minute. Don't worry, never panic, it'll be right. I'll show you the way to get around it. People at home, when I said on Facebook last night, blah, 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 you know, and people like, it's all right, Leonie, we like it when you're winging it. Welcome to the world of winging it. Okay, so I'm going to emboss it, which means put my embossing mat back in and put this back through again. Don't panic. Now, it is really busy as this die set. Over 10% of the stock has gone. It is a beautiful, beautiful die set. And I must admit, it's one of those that I have gone to quite a few times because of the variants that you can achieve with it. It's absolutely lovely. See, and when you actually emboss it, let me show you. It looks so pretty. And see how it, I will just tap it like, sorry, Ben. Like that. And then look at that, how exquisite is that. Now I'm going to show you the way I designed this card, but this is kind of what I do to get over the fact that I've messed this up. So at least I'm honest. But, right, even though I've messed it up, look, I'm going to show you the alternative, because actually, my messed up card I quite like. Okay, so what I do is, I'm just going to chop this bit off. I quite like doing this. I'm going to pretend I did it on purpose. Because I quite like, you know when, I know I've told everybody, but what I like is being honest with your muck-ups on telly, because why not? Because we all do it, but then showing you a different alternative and a way of getting out of it. I think I actually prefer that to not making a mistake half the time. So, cut that down so it's edge to edge, but then look, if I put this one, so I'm just going to put a little bit of glue. I'll bring in the card that I were meant to make in a second. There. So put a little bit of card on, a little bit of glue on the edge there. And then, let's have a see, so have that on the edge. I'm going to cut this down in a second. So have that on the edge. So on the edge. But look at that, you see. Look, doesn't that look pretty? And then when you open it up, I'd chop that off at top. I'm not going to bother you just yet, but you chop it off at top. But how pretty does that look, that double lace edge? See, now that's a mistake. That's a mistake. The one I was doing, I've got it cut and ready. Here, down. But I like that. I like it when your mistakes actually look really, really pretty. So we'll go with that. This is the one that I was going to do. So I've already cut it, pre-cut it. That little bit, just trim that off. Now, don't worry. I cut the card to size ish, but actually I cut it so it's a little bit bigger than I need it to be, and then again I can trim this off. So it's the same thing that I've just done with that one. So you're literally going to trim it off, and I prefer to do that because it gives me a little bit of leeway in case I don't line the die up properly, something like that. I do know myself very well, so it means if I do make a bit of a mess, it's not a big deal. So cutting that down as such now. And then what I'm going to do is glue this in place. So I'm going to do the same again. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on my hand. Because it's such a detailed die, if I do it like this, I know I'm going to pick up quite a lot of that detail. And I'm not going to have too much of the glue spilling through the die, because it is a very lacy die. So pop that just there at the end. And what I've done, okay, I wanted to see the actual design. So the reason I've cut this, so the actual detail die, the reason I've cut it off the same piece of card is because I wanted the scrap. So can you see the actual scrap bit of card? I really like that. I think that's a very pretty edge. So I wanted that. I wanted that edge as well as my lace edge. So that's why I've cut it from one piece of cardstock, because I think it's pretty. So I'll just trim the excess off. So if you turn it around from the back of the card, you can see where the edge of your card is. So you can easily trim it off like this. You'd use a scoreboard at home because you're going to be great. I don't, because I'm bad. So I just do that. And it is because I'm doing cards for TV, not to sell or anything. So already happy with that, think it's pretty. Then at the other side, the scrap bit again, because I like that bit. I don't think I've enough glue. So the little scrap bit, I'm also going to glue that back on. So it's just using all those little extras, all the bits that really there should be in bin, it's using all of those. And I think that's quite pretty, you see, that little border. I think it really, really works. So we've got our little scrap bits. again, turning around from the back, we can see where our little scrap bits are, trim those off. So that's my base. I mean, that's a pretty base. Whether I do it right or whether I do it wrong, both of them are really pretty, whichever way you want to work it. I quite like that because you have got the solid behind it and it looks really effective. It'll look nice with printed paper in there, actually, one of them gorgeous papers. But we're going to take the decoupage. Now, what I've done with the decoupage, okay, so I've cut it down. So I've got all these little elements. I think I've lost a couple of bits. Now, this is from the Sweet Romance set. So really, really elegant. Very pretty indeed. I've cut that main image out, cut a few bits off. Then I've cut an extra little lily, extra rose. I did have a couple of extra bits, but I think I might have lost them. And then an extra rosebud as well. So the way I want to put this on. So I'm going to use my 3D gel. So get my 3D gel. Oh, before I do this, let's put a tiny bit of twine on. The twine just for texture, just to give it a finished effect. You could use ribbon. I must admit, I do like twine. It's one of my favourites because it's natural. It's got a really natural look. Well, it is. It's all beautiful and natural. So it's much preferred. It suits me. So just wrapping that round a few times until I run out of twine, about there. Like so. Move that over, and then we budge it up. There we go, budge it over. Now, I'm not really a bow girl most of the time. Do you know what, though? I did have a bow maker on one of my Let Loose shows. It's ages ago now, and I found some of the bows I made from them, and they're absolutely beautiful. And I wanted to take the bow maker up to see my mum at weekend, and I couldn't find it. Gutted. But I had it on a Let Loose show ages and ages ago. But you know when it's like, I keep saying I'm not a bow girl, and actually I think I might be lying. I just like good bows. Yeah, guilty pleasure, bows. Right. Could be worse. Could be worse, couldn't it? Right. So, there we are. Yeah. Now, get a little bit of texture, and then we'll take our little flowers. Now, I'm not bothering shaping them because I'm going to be popping them on here. I'm not too fussed about the shape of the actual flower. So I'm going to have that at the bottom, like that. I'm putting them on with my glue gel so I can still get movement in there. And then I'm just going to, now that one I will shape a tiny bit. Now, it's up to me. Yep, I'm going to have that. See, I'm going to have that coming out to the top. So, rather than your normal decoupage, rather than building this, normally that would go on top of there, wouldn't it? And then you build it up, build it up, build it up. But rather than do that, what I'm doing is actually adding it and building it up and outwards instead. See, so it's a different way of using it. Obviously, do not squeeze the card together until that glue's dried, because the glue will be coming out the other end. You need to, that's something that you have to think about. Get a little rose. So my lovely little rose, let's have that. I think I might have that up here, like so. Like that. I'm giggling because I can hear the girls then, and they were talking about Charlie's Angels. Other angels are available, they're not all belong to Charlie. So, we'll put that one there, like that. Look, isn't it pretty? And then we'll put this one. We'll have this one here. Like this. Look. And then this one. Don't it look good? See, now I like this. This is decoupage that I like, because I'm not one for building up my decoupage. It's horses for courses, but that ain't my horse. That ain't the way I roll. But this I like, and all I've done then, I have stamped as sentiments. Where did I put? There we go. And these, of course, these are our lotties, our Mama Makes sentiments. I tell you what, in the second hour, I think they're in second hour. Did I leave them in first hour? No, I've left them in second hour because I've got stamps in second hour. I did put these on second hour. They're acrylic blocks, but they're really pretty. Look, they look like little flowers. But I tell you what, these are really nice because they're nice to hold. They give you a really nice, they feel nice. Yeah, they're like circly, flowery things. Sorry, I didn't get my colour out just to match this. So I'm going to get my ink pad out, and I'm going to go for either a pink or a purple, depending what I find first. I sort of found the pinkish. So with those blocks, you are getting both of those for £14.99, and the details there at the bottom of your screen. And I do believe people have been shopping ahead for those. Don't blame me, because they're really quite nice of them. So just going to take the pink, so a bit of oxide, and I'm just gently going to hit the edge. I've been a bit naughty, because this has got a bit of yellow on it, so it's become a bit of a strange colour, but I'm not too worried about that. See, and that just looks... 20 minutes, is that all we've got left? Do you know, these shows do go ever so fast. It's mad, really, all the effort that you put into prepping it. And it's over in 5 seconds. There you go. See, and that edge just finishes it off. And then just to finish it off, shall I put the sentiment on? No, I'll talk you through that just because of time. So all I've done then with the sentiment, with our lovely Lottie stamps, I've literally put a stamp on. Doesn't that look pretty? I'm really impressed with that. For a girl who doesn't normally do decoupage, I'm really chuffed with it, and it's so different for me, but really enjoy doing them. Now, if you do want those gorgeous border designs, those lace designs are stunning. £18.99 is your price. 442861, but they have been really busy. So if you do want those, please check your baskets out. Now then, we have got those goodies. We've got other goodies on the show. These are going to be coming up in the second hour. I really like these. These are a little bit cool, and I do believe people are shopping ahead for these. I like them because they're a bit different. They're a little bit grungy. Only £11.99 as well. I like them because they're a good price. That is 577535. That's your item number. And then the mass set, I love these as well. These are ace, and people are shopping ahead. Hey, leave them, because I need these for my second hour later. But you can shop ahead. I'm only teasing. £9.99. Gorgeous mass. 935034. Hey, ladies, Charlie's Angels.
I think we could pass for that.
Yeah, I think we could. Yeah, which one would you be?
Oh, Sabrina.
Oh, I love Sabrina.
I love Sabrina. Oh, I remember that one.
I would love to be Farrah Fawcett Majors.
Oh, I could imagine you
but
with
the hair's
flick.
a little bit too short. I can go on the roller skates.
I love it. Now, you have been welcoming Janice in your droves. If you've only just tuned in, Janice is the latest presenter to join our team. And Janice, you kind of come from a shopping background.
Yes, yeah, I've got a shopping television background. I must admit, I am new to create and arts and crafts. And that's what I'm loving about being here today, because I'm learning so much just through the demonstrations there with the lovely Leonie, learning so much, learning from yourself and the lovely team here, and also learning from you at home. So I hope you're going to take my hand and walk me through all of these wonderful areas that you use so much in your lives.
Well, we've already had people emailing in, so thank you. And I know lots of you were calling the call centre before Janice even got on the scene here. We've got lovely emails, Linda and Nick and Mary. Linda's saying, brilliant that Janice has joined the Hochanda family. So great to see her join the fun Hochanda team.
Oh,
and it is a lot of fun. She'll fit right in, and looking forward to seeing her presenting very soon. Good luck, Janice.
Oh, yeah, thank you very much.
Nick from Bulgaria has said, lovely warm welcome to Janice. Great to see you join the Hochanda team. I wish you all the best. Always look forward to your shows, Leonie. Looks forward to your shows. And it's been a while, so I really look forward to it today. And Mary, she said, welcome to Janice, and she's got it in a sentence.
Oh,
lovely
thanks,
lady, down to earth and natural.
Oh, thanks, Mary. Oh, that's lovely, isn't
that
it?
lovely?
Oh,
All
thank you
those
so
people
much.
say thank you so
and that's
much.
really encouraging, isn't it? Especially it's my first day, which means hopefully there's going to be another day tomorrow.
Oh, there will be, and many more to follow after that.
Yeah. OK, so we've been watching Leonie this morning, and she's so talented. She doesn't give herself enough credit, that girl. She really is. But yeah, you are, love. You're all right. But we're going to be taking a look at now some of the things that you can actually have in your homes, so you can actually start to create yourself and follow on from what Leonie's been doing. Now, already 20% of the stock has already gone. We are very busy. One of the best ways to order from us, of course, is through the website. and that means you'll beat the queues. So let's take a look at what we've got right here. I'm going to show you the wonderful pads. Now, there's in here some beautiful designs that I'm going to go through. Now, this is a test for me to hold it and show you through.
This is the first challenge.
Yeah, we've got all different ways of going through the different papers, but just to show you some of them here in the gorgeous colours and designs that we have here. So we've got 8 designs in here and 4 of each. So, of course, you can double up on some of your designs.
That's right.
And you're doubling up on the pads, so you're getting 2 of those. So all of those different designs and colours. Maybe some technique and work on the way I show you through these papers will be needed as the time goes on. Yeah, it's
one of the trickiest things. It's one of the trickiest things to do.
Maybe if we do it that way, there you go, we can see through them. But there are some lovely, lovely designs, nice watercolour-esque start designs as well. Great for spring, because spring is on the way. I know it's pretty cold at the moment. I love that because that's almost like a poppy field, isn't it?
That's nice,
you know, you can see the flowers through there, which I absolutely adore. You're getting 2 of each design, you're getting 2 of those pads as well, and that's really nice as well.
And I know you do a little bit of painting yourself on the side.
Yes, I do.
Janice?
Yeah, a bit of painting. Yeah, you know, I love working with watercolours because I like the way that you can actually just blend them into one another. You know, you can create and add those colours on top of one another as well. And these are great for using for your decoupage as well, for building up those
instant
designs.
Backgrounds.
Yeah, and I love that. I mean, something like this, where would you use this, Hayley?
I think I'd take inspiration from the colours within there. So if I'd got something that was perhaps a bit grungy, I might pick up on those grey bits, so things like gears and cogs. I think would work with this, and the background might lift it. But equally so, lovely flowers, picking out those pinks and those yellows.
Yeah, it's a really good idea. You could use them in both ways. Again, you're getting 2 of each design. And again, there's that lovely 4 of each design, rather, and 8 designs in total. But some really nice ways of using this.
And the decoupage sheets as well. That's why it's just brilliant value for money.
It really is. So lots of designs in there, lots of different ways that you can use that. And this is a nice one. I'd probably use this something for... do you know what I was thinking here? My instant reaction to this is something like clocks, and I don't know why.
Oh, right.
I don't know why, but the inspiration for that is time and clocks.
See, for me, it's the fresh colours.
Yeah.
I'd probably use that with maybe white daisies or something like that.
That would be lovely.
Yeah.
And again, spring is on the way. Snowdrops, different flowers that you can use. And again, spring is just on its way, and that's a nice one too. And I love the different ways we've got the shapes and the designs in this.
And again, it could be quite geometric when you look at that, because you've got the lines on that, but loads of fun with those.
I'm glad you said geometric. That's the word I was looking for. Just lines and shapes.
That's it, yeah. Words pop in and words pop out as well.
They do.
Now, of course, decoupage sheets as well. You're going to get loads of these in here. These are gorgeous as well.
Yeah, these are lovely. And again, you're getting 2 of the different designs on each sheet. So some of the areas you would use this for, Hayley?
Again, as Leonie said to us, you've got 2 to start with, but you don't necessarily have to cut them just as they are. So yes, if you wanted a nice easy option, cut the circle and layer it onto the square. But what I'd possibly do, especially the one down at the bottom with, I think we decided on cowslips, didn't we?
I think it is, you know. Yeah. I'll tell you a story about cowslips after the show.
OK, fair enough. That sounds interesting. I'd probably cut away the sky, and then that way almost you've got that floaty nature of the flowers sitting on top of the topper.
Yeah, it's quite an intricate detail to do that, but I think if you take your time, it's well worth it. Something a little bit different. Yeah.
Shall I show you some of the ways that they only work with them?
Yeah, please do.
This one was one of those square toppers. She literally sliced it, which might sound a bit drastic, but you can see by actually slicing it and popping something between it, it gives you more coverage on your card as well. And especially if you're making cards to sell. Larger cards, you can use yourself for a premium price. Although it's exactly the same amount of work has gone into them, ironically, people do see a larger card and think it's got a bit bigger price point. And this is a way of using those elements, but she's added in that lace border die that we have got on the show as well. And, of course, a little bit of a sentiment there just to kind of add to it. And then, again, a very whimsical look with some of these as well.
Yeah, you know, I love butterflies. I really, really do. Something very magical about butterflies and very fresh as well. And also great for each occasion. But we've got a mixture of techniques here, haven't we?
That's right. Variety. There's a little bit of stamping, a little bit of die cutting on there as well. Creativity, again, using the papers that you've got in that pad as well, might be the starting point, because you might not... Sometimes you kind of lose your crafty mojo, and you might take a sheet of that paper and take inspiration from that, or it might be the other way around from your die cuts and going backwards.
Yeah, you can do all sorts of mix and mash, which is lovely. OK, so we are extremely busy for this. 492926 is your item number. You can order on the web. That is the easiest way to order from us. It's just £12.99 plus your UK P&P, and it's extended delivery on this of 8 days, so that's plenty of time to get this to you so you can start all of your crafting techniques and projects. OK, so again, we are really busy. Let's move along now. What have we got here, Hayley?
Now, this is similar to the pack that we saw earlier on, so similar in quantity. So 2 paper pads, you've got your
I bet we have.
Your 6 decker
Merry Christmas, everybody.
That was very close, wasn't it? That was very close.
Do you remember when Leonie was saying words pop in and they pop out?
They do, yeah.
Yeah.
And some of the exclamation marks after them. Now, you're going to get the same quantity of elements, but different print this time.
Yeah, let's take a look at these. Let's just take a look at some of these. And again, oh, these are lovely. I mean, we're thinking about Valentine's Day, of course. That's just round the corner. Some really nice flowers on there as well. If you can identify any of those, please do get in touch. Yeah, you're getting 4 of these in each pack. I really like that one as well.
That's a nice one. And that one isn't gender specific as well. So some of these papers, with florals, you tend to think of female themed cards. Yes. Potentially, I mean, lots of guys get out in the allotments and create flowers, grow flowers. But this one, very geometric. So
yes. Yeah, you can do a lot with that, can't you? And again, you're getting 4 of these in each pack. That's nice as well. Very, very retro. Shabby chic is very, very retro at the moment. You know, a lot of the crystal glasses are coming back in. A lot of this detailed wallpaper style prints are coming back in as well. So I think this is very, very in vogue, very, very fashionable. And again, something like this, Hayley.
Again, I'd be using the lacier aspect with this one. Might get my inks involved with it to grunge it up a little bit, give it more of a vintage feel. But the thing is, you've got 2 paper pads. You've got 4 repeats here for each of those as well. So you've got 8 attempts to get it exactly as you want it to be.
Yeah, and a really nice texture style look to that one as well. So plenty of things for you to design and plenty of things to think of as well. And we're going to have some more demonstrations from Leonie a little later on. So 081350 is your item number for this, just £12.99 plus your P&P. Let's take a look at the decoupage as well.
You're getting these included. We're missing one here, so I'm not sure which one we're missing. I can't see it. Is it the one with... Oh, no, it's 2... Two designs of these, yes. Oh, right. I was thinking it was 3 designs and 2 of each, but no, yes, that's right. There we go. So, yeah, again, you've got your circles and your squares. Could use them just as they are, matting and laying for something that's very quick and easy. Or as we saw with Leonie earlier on, she took that fabulous, is it an iris, that one? I'm not sure, but she extended it using that other sheet there to make it a little bit further, go a little bit further, and that's the key thing.
I mean, that is, I mean, it's incredible how Leonie has actually cut this out. Yeah. And again, taking that extra time, taking that extra care, just adds that something extra and really brings out that detail. And I really love that. You can see that layered up and the texture to that as well. And I love the lace on the side and the sentiment up there as well, which is absolutely fabulous. I love that little detail. It's all about the detail, isn't it?
Isn't it just? And also the creativity. Sometimes people think with printed sheets you can't actually get creative with them. Yes. All the creativity is done for you. But as you can see, Leonie's taken that and really created something quite special.
Yeah, you can. You really build up.
There's lots of other things that you might like to add into your basket. So we're going to have a quick review of those as we head back to where Leonie is demonstrating. Those dies that we've got on the screen, a quarter of the stock has gone of these, 442, 861, £18.99 for both of those, all the dimensions there that you might possibly need. And don't forget, there's lots more you can add into your basket. Things like these, you might go for these dies. These are absolutely beautiful. You've got a set of 3 with these as well, and we started the show with these. So you've got your floral aspects in there, you've got your celebratory, a bottle of something fizzy, and then of course you've got that lovely rope heart. That would work really, really well with the one-day special as well, because you've got that kind of nautical feel to it. At 798320, £18.99. Of course, with everything that comes to us from Marianne Designs, do need to bear in mind those 8 days extended delivery, because they're coming from overseas. If we can get to them to you any sooner, we will do. But of course, and that's what we're saying, just to be on the safe side. Now, of course, it's let Leonie loose time, so I think it's time that we let her loose for a second time.
Right, thank you very much, lovely ladies. Right, I'm sort of faffing because I don't know whether to use this colour or this colour, but because I haven't got much time, I'm going to go for the darker colour tone. And this is what you'll do at home. You'll decide, you'll probably faff a little bit, because sometimes you'll play around with colour palettes. What I've done, and I'll explain what I've done, I'm using one of the beautiful papers that's in that paper pad. And because I'm using the paper from the paper pad, I wanted to use a colour that are combined beautifully. So I'm using the that rope. So you know the gorgeous rope that we've got. Now what I did, if I show you, I cut it once in white. But when I put it on top, I wanted it in white because I wanted it really delicate, but then I thought that sort of sat in the background too much. Now I'm looking at the overhead, maybe it doesn't. I'll take that out. But I thought it maybe sat back too much, so I thought I'm going to bring that forward. So if I show you in a different colour palette, I am going to emboss it. This has got loads of detail on it, so take your time, take the time to actually emboss this one. It is worth it. It's a lovely little die, is this one. Now hold on, what am I doing? Right, so that's there like that, that's there like that. So just going to emboss this one. Now I know I haven't got tons and tons of time, so I'm not sure if I'll manage to finish this one, but we'll do our best to make something. I think with this rope die, because it is one of those dies that you can do lots of different things, it could be quite nice to just get in your stash. I mean, for instance, with that one that I was doing earlier, you know, just to separate like that, I think that looks quite pretty. You see, I know it's a bit bright, but I think it looks pretty. It's a good one for sort of creating that dividing line, if you will. So let's have a little see. Where's the die? There's the die. So I've got my little die. Now what you can do, because it's got that open space, you can always add a tiny bit of colour to that. So whilst it's in there, I'm going to use the brown, so I'm going to pull the brown out because I've got brown in that paper. So I'm just going to pull the brown out very gentle. I don't want it to be really intense. I just want a tiny bit of colour, and I just want that to hit the edge, the top of that die, like this. And then, no, I don't need to tap it because it's coming out perfectly. It is a nice die, isn't it? It's pretty as that. I like it because it's quite understated. So when we bring this on, so what I've done, I've decided I wanted that beautiful border. I've cut that out of the pretty paper because I thought that looked really, really effective. And in fact, you know what? I'm going to go for the pearlescent side because I love that. So I'm going to glue that down first of all. If you do want that die, it is busy. And I'm not surprised. It's such a nice die. The details are coming in for us. Now, over a quarter of the stock has gone there. Very, very nice die is this one, and it's a good size. Also the paper pad, that has also been really busy. I'm not surprised. This is so pretty, and I do like this one because it's got that watercolour design to it. I just think that looks absolutely exquisite. I'm going to cut this down just because I want the card to be a smaller card, so I'm going to cut it down. I am at the minute still winging it, and as usual, this is what I do, but it's busy. In fact, we've got over 2-minute queues on those phones. If you do want to go for it, your website, always the quickest way to check out. And actually, if you're on the website, get hold of that butterfly die. It's a really good price. And it's a beautiful die set. So what I'm now going to do, I'm happy with that. I like that. I like the composition. So I'm going to just chop that down. So I'm going to chop it down a little bit like so. So it's going to be edge to edge there. Oh, 3.5 minutes. I'll show you where I'm thinking. An edge to edge there. And then I'm going to keep a little bit of the border at the top just there. Okay. And then I back another piece onto the back there. But then bring that little rope in. Oh, that looks pretty. In fact, you know what? I'm going to make this a shorter card. So I'm actually going to bring that down like this. See, obviously, oh, you'd use that. Obviously at home, you'll be designing this, so you'll decide what you're doing. See, that goes like that, and then paper piece. So you can put that one back in like that. And then what I wanted to do, but I am not going to have time, but what I wanted to do was actually put my words. So we're going to put my alphabet in. So, but you can see the way I've actually put my alphabet. There's no way we're going to be able to find that. Look, that's lovely, isn't it? So then what I wanted to do was put the alphabet. Now, can I make any letter out of this? So I've got an O and I've got an E. What can I put? I've got a J O. I can't quite do Y. I can put Joe. Let's do it for Joe. Okay, so this one's for Joe. What I would do, because we've only got a couple of minutes, so, see, you put your little words here. Now, they are too light, so what I would do with this one, I'd play around with this composition. What I'd probably do with this, spin it around like that, have those, that's what I'd do. Look. And then I've got my oar, which is there. Right, what you do to darken these, put a bit of ink or a little bit of glitter. That's what I'd do to actually darken them. But for now, this will have to do because we haven't got time to cut it out. See? So, quick and easy. I would glue it together. I'll pop a little bit of glitter there. But that would be a really very simple card. Probably put a bit of twine on there as well as my little ribbon. And then put it on another card.
Oh, perfectly coordinated with Janice's jumper.
That's right, it is today, yeah. See?
Oh, I should have
thinking.
I should just put J for Janice.
Yeah. And a little kiss.
Oh, yay.
No, this is beautiful, isn't it? I love that. I love the rope accents.
A little bit of texture.
Really nice.
And I do like that paper pad. I think it's absolutely exquisite.
It really is.
See, I'll probably have to pop that on you know, matte and layer it onto a card.
Yeah, and
that'll
make it really
what I'd
stand out.
need to do.
There you go.
And then cut the Joe out of the green.
Yeah. Okay.
All the things I could have done.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Indeed.
It's too late, we've only got about 30 seconds left, so unless you're very quick.
No, I'm not.
Now, I just want to say a massive thank you to everybody that's got in touch on the phones, via email, Facebook as well. I'm sure Janice will be touching base with you a little bit later on.
Yeah, I'm going to set up my Facebook page a little later on. And I shall be back a little later on, I believe at 1 o'clock.
Yeah,
that's
right.
Excited with that.
With Janice and Janice.
Janice and Janice. I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting for this.
There's a ring to that, isn't there, ladies? Thank you very much. I'll be back up later on this afternoon.
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock this afternoon.
See you later.
See you later.
Hi, I'm Anna and I'm a founder of Craftbox UK. Craftbox is a box full of craft supplies that we send to our customers monthly. The company has been going for a year and a half, and as a crafter I wanted to find a box which I could receive every month and would be full of craft supplies. As I couldn't find such box, I decided to create it myself, and that's how Craftbox started. Every box contains at least 15 products, which are beautifully hand packaged by a team based here in Cambridgeshire. All products are placed in a beautiful, sturdy box, which is ribbon tied, and we hope that by receiving this box you will feel like it's Christmas every month. Make sure you don't miss the Craftbox shows on Hochanda.
Hi, I'm Barbara Gray from Clarity Stamp here in the UK. Teamwork makes the dream work, and at Clarity we are designers and manufacturers of, dare I say, beautiful, top quality and award-winning craft products. We are home to the very first, the original transparent art stamp. We hand make them here in Kent, and our talented illustrators are always coming up with new original concepts and wonderful artwork. In addition, we design and manufacture top quality stencils and masks. In fact, we also make precision cut reusable masks for our stamps. Since January 2017, we are also the new owners of Pergamano International, bringing together a wonderful blend of old and new parchment art. We are so fortunate to be able to showcase our newest and best products here on Hochanda, and to be able to demonstrate our art ideas to you, our Hochanda friends. So if you would like to learn more about Clarity stamping, stencil work, parchment art, both groovy and traditional, please join us, myself and the Clarity team, here on Hochanda for ideas and inspiration.
Hello, what a lovely hour that was. Of course, Lucy's back later on this afternoon, but that's a lovely way to introduce Janice. She's very much part of the family already. We love having her on board. I met her a few years ago, and I'm so pleased she's joined us. It's so good. Give everyone welcome on Facebook. But we are joined this hour with Rosella.
Well,
fist bump, how are? Good to see you.
It's been a long time, Charlie.
It has been. It's been too long. I've aged since we've last worked together.
An age?
It's been an age, it has. This is very exciting, not only because we've got a show, but this is a worldwide launch.
It is. Tina, wonderful Tina's done it again, hasn't she? We have the most exquisite plates, Charlie.
Don't we just?
We certainly do. These are very Tina-esque. You'll see these and you'll recognise the designer on them, Charlie.
Right.
But you're getting so much within this bundle as well. So you're getting... You can see all those designs on the borders. They are absolutely crammed. It's a love theme on this, isn't it? But you've got the flowers on there as well, the little scallops on there. You've got further borders. Now, I look at these and I think, yeah, I can emboss that, I can perforate that, I can stipple that, should I want to. Maggie, I'm talking to you, one of our lovely viewers.
Thank you, Maggie.
There's just so much variety.
I mean, well, there's so many elements. Can we look at the big ones here as well? These, aren't they beautiful? Now, again, we've got the big day coming up. Do we mention Valentine's Day? Are you a fan of Valentine's Day then, Rosella?
Well, I like the chocolates.
You like the chocolates? Good.
How about you?
I've got my ready meal for one lined up, ready to go. I've got my half bottle of wine. I've got a nice box set. It's going to be fantastic. I really look forward to it. Well, look, so again, the good thing about Groovy, we can extract various different elements. These are tools to create bespoke cards.
They are, and when you look at that, you can see, yes, we've got a love theme, but we've also got florals on there as well. You've got the glasses on there, great for any sort of celebration at all. Looking at these flowers that are on here now, you could just take the flowers from there as well. We've got the heart dangles. Look at those. I look at those as gift tags, Charlie.
They're perfect size. They are perfect size.
If you are a complete beginner to Groovy and you're thinking, I have no idea what she's talking about, watch. But these are a great set because they're small pieces of artwork as well that you can just take small bits from.
And if you're wondering what on earth, what's all these plates about? Well, they make crafting, they make parchment such a lovely traditional art form. They make it a bit more accessible to a larger audience, I suppose.
I think that's it. So for a huge age range as well. So what we do with our Groovy plates is we emboss on parchment paper. So parchment paper is pretty translucent. We emboss, we create that white effect on that white detail. To me, Charlie, it's a totally unique craft. It's lovely to do. It's very, very relaxing. But it's almost instant gratification because as soon as you've actually embossed on there, you've then got that lovely, lovely design. Now, Karen's very kindly provided these for us. So that's your plates with everything on. So when you get them home, this is what you've got.
So if you were to just actually copy the plates as they are, this is what you get. Because, of course, you can't. I mean, there's lovely cards within themselves. 10%'s already gone. Just saying. 10% already gone for this. Can be one of those shows, Rosella. So that's what they look like. So they're the designs. But the fun thing is that you can pick out various different elements. You can audition ideas, and we've got some beautiful cards for you. So let's have a look at these. So then you've got, as usual, Clarity, you guys bring stacks for us.
Well,
thank you so much.
We have the most beautiful designs from our fabulous design team, and we have the greatest design team. We really do.
Oh, yeah, you're fantastic. Thank you so much. Always. They make our jobs very easy.
They do. But you can see Maggie's taken this, and look how much she's put on there. To me, that looks so like fabric lace, doesn't it? It's like a doily, but we've got some colour on there as well.
Yes.
You've got your cutting on there. That's a really, really beautiful sample. And then more of a love theme for this one, Charlie. But again, we've got the picot cutting on there as well. We've got the lovely border. That's one of the border plates that's surrounding that square there as well.
Isn't this nice? Isn't it? I could send that to myself. Can I have that?
You could.
It's very nice.
If any go missing, I'll know exactly where they are. And how delicate is that? That is just so beautiful. I like the idea that we've got perhaps more traditional anniversary weddings, but we've also then got a little contemporary with the little folks on there as well.
Yeah, little glasses too. I mean, you can use this for any celebration, of course, couldn't you?
Yes, you
By the way, these flowers, shop ahead on our website for those. We've got a big bundle, more about that later. There's a lovely story behind those, actually. We'll tell you in a few moments' time. But back with this. This is a worldwide launch. This is a firm favourite among people backstage. Isn't this I know you put this on Facebook earlier, but I didn't want to spoil the surprise. How beautiful is that?
Isn't that just a wonderful
wonderful idea. Louise, if you speak to Clarity, if you're in Clarity, you'll might actually speak to Louise on the phone.
Right.
And it's just absolutely gorgeous. And I just think a totally different view, isn't it? Totally different theme to it as well. So just showing how versatile these are. The little border around the bottom there, that's from one of the border plates as well. And then Louise, actually look at this. This is so beautiful. You'll find the Pico V tools on our website, and that's what Louise has used for those.
We've got various mats and embossing tools. We've got starter kits as well. So if you want to get into the groovy system, we do recommend the starter kit on our website, hochanda.com. More about that in a few moments' time. But don't be intimidated by any of these, because they are masterpieces. But you can take this as far as you want.
You can
with the groovy.
That's right, Charles. And you can break it down when you look at these. I know we flick through it quite quickly.
Oh, yes.
I know at home that we sort of freeze frame and have a good look at them, and you can see these on Facebook. But when you actually look at the different elements, you can identify where they're coming from on the plates, and break it down into sort of manageable portions. And it's just absolutely gorgeous. I love the colour on that. Again, different feel towards that, isn't it?
It is. And thanks again, Louise, for this card. And this one from Josie. It's Josie. Oh,
that's
divine, aren't they?
So that's taking the leaves from the centre of one of the hearts. There's not a heart inside, is there, on that one?
No.
But it's just the elements from those plates combined with the beautiful flowers on there as well. That scallop edge, that's from the border as well. So just pulling, mixing and matching.
What I love about working with crafters, regardless of what craft it is, you see a shape and you can manipulate that shape into something completely different. And you're still drawing really with this. You're stretching the fibres, you're using those grooves to get that perfect, consistent embossed detail with the groovy, with this parchment craft. It's beautiful. I mean, that is still Pico cutting, is it?
It certainly is.
That is, who did this one? Linda.
Linda, thank you, Linda. That is lovely.
That's magnificent, Linda.
And lots of fun to do. I mean, we look at these samples and we think, oh yeah, that's beautiful, that's beautiful. To me, joy's in the journey, Charlie, isn't it? So the enjoyment that you're going to get from working a project like that.
Just one more. They're telling me to move on, but I'll show you the rest later on. Who did this? This was from Gail. Thank you very much, Gail. Isn't that gorgeous?
It's just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Well, we'll show you some later on. Don't forget, this is a worldwide launch. Very excited when we have this happening. It is therefore brand new today. I need to sit down. I need to sit down. I can't look at the knees. I can't say. 20% of the stock has already gone. We haven't even demonstrated these left. 7 minutes into the show, 20% gone. It's 118737. We're supposed to have 2 shows in this. That's a good point, actually. I've just been reminded. We're supposed to have 2 shows. Will we get to the second one? Not entirely sure. If you'd like to go for this, £31.96. By the way, one of these borders you do get as a bonus, actually. So it's this one, I believe, in the middle. So that's £7.99 each, ordinarily. So this is the one we get as a bonus. So you buy this today, that's the bonus. Fantastic. Again, 118737. So there we go. Any questions, please do email us, studio@hochanda.com. Now, we showed you some beautiful cards there from the fantastic design team at Clarity. We saw a couple of flowers used for embellishments there, and they're from this kit, Rosella.
They are. This is a fantastic kit. It works so well with those plates. So it's templates. Now,
right, okay.
I love templates.
Yep.
One of the things I really like about parchment is it starts from a blank piece of paper. Now, what we're doing in this is we're embossing, but then we're cutting the shape. We're creating something. Now, if you've got any weddings, anything, parties coming up, these are great. Great little gift boxes as well. And then they've got these exquisite flowers on them. If you're a stamper, these are perfect because, of course, they're templates. You can use them on paper, any sort of paper crafting, you can stamp on them. What you can also do is use them on fabric, like I have here, a bit of embroidery on there as well.
Beautiful. It is lovely, isn't it? And I just keep seeing other different designs here. There's an envelope one, I think it was down here. Shall I bring this one?
Do you want to bring that? Yeah, and we've got some lovely samples of the plates on those as well. That's from today's plates as well. I think that one was Josie or Chris.
Thank you very much,
so
ladies and gents.
Oh, I need to show you this one as well, Charlie, because look at that. Isn't that so lovely?
That is beautiful.
Gorgeous.
A little pouch for a gift voucher. It would fit in there.
Oh, actually, I just had a thought.
Go on.
You know when
you don't have to give me a gift voucher, that's okay.
No, I was thinking, you know when you go to weddings and people ask for cash and things like that nowadays because perhaps they don't need anything. You could have a little tree with those on, couldn't you?
You could
choose one, pop your gift in it, hang it on the tree.
Wouldn't that be... what, so ready-made,
yeah.
for your guests?
Yes.
That's a nice idea.
That'd be lovely.
Yeah, rather than just give them, you know, chuck them some money on the table. Yeah.
I want to get married again now.
That's nice, isn't it? That's nice. So, what's this one?
Again, using the plates from today, absolutely beautiful. We've got so many lovely samples from
how does it actually work with parchment then? Should we hold up a stencil? I'm sure you're going to show us later.
I'm going to show you on the first demonstration how it all ties in together.
But it's easy to do.
It's so easy to do. So all you're going to do is you're going to trace through the template. Now, you can trace with pencil, you can trace with embossing tools, you can use parchment paper, you can use paper, fabric, so many different materials.
Right, okay.
But what you are doing is you're making it personal.
Right, well you are, aren't you? And again, if you've got gifts, it starts with the presentation, doesn't it? We build up the suspense.
Right.
So we've got all those templates. Looking forward to demonstrating those in a few moments' time. We've also got some paper and some parchment down here.
That's right. So you've got paper on there, so and it's lovely quality paper in 3 colours there. There's the sort of buff colours, the black there as well. It's really quite stunning.
We get 10 sheets of each, obviously 50 in total, 30 sheets of the card, and the parchment.
So you've got the blue, and you've got 10 sheets each of the blue and the pink parchment as well. So it's a real good bundle, and we coordinated it with the flowers as well, Charlie, so that we know that it all ties in together as well.
It's like beautiful summery sky kind of blue. That's beautiful. Now we got these. Now something I really want to mention. We've got these flowers.
Yeah.
Now they're beautiful flowers, but there's a little bit of a story behind these.
There is a story. We're very proud of these. They're absolutely beautiful. Now these are lovely the way they're packaged as well, but can you see that you've got the little sort of the micro beads on some of them, you've got glitter on some of them, you've got little stamens, different colours, you've got the leaves to go with them as well, so you can make up a really substantial corsage if you want to as well. These are easily attached to your parchment as well. Just use your perga glue on this. They're very lightweight, so you don't need to worry about sort of weight on your parchment at all. But they are just so beautiful. This is going to be great actually if you want to, excuse me, want to make a hair embellishment or perhaps a corsage brooch, something like that. But look at that with the gems in them as well.
They are lovely, aren't they? It's got some with gems as well, haven't we? So it's like a little tiny one. Here we go. Now, I've noticed it's got little sparkly embellishments in the middle of the embellishments. That's beautiful. We get a lot here, don't we?
We get a huge amount here. And also, these are paper flowers. You can change the colours, of course. You can ink them if you want to sort of tie them in. Yeah, absolutely.
So we get this amount of flowers?
You get all of those flowers.
That's an awful lot.
That's right.
Now, I like the way they're packaged. Go on, tell us, where are these made
So these are made in India, and there's a little story on the back of each of the packages so that you know exactly where they come from. And if you're giving them as gifts, it's rather a nice story to give with gifts as well.
So these embellishments are ethically made, handmade for us by India, by an organisation that endeavours to provide employment for underprivileged women in rural parts of the country. I mean, wow. I've always thought Clarence is such a lovely company to work for and to showcase on Hochanda. Oh, that's just nice.
It is.
It's just nice, isn't it? Oh, it's just good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, there we go. If you'd like to go for all of this, lots more examples coming your way. Saving £19 on this selection, £59.96, but it's on FlexBuy. All of these templates, all these flowers, 30 sheets of paper, 20 sheets of parchment delivered to your door for £29.98. That's your first FlexBuy payment of 2 on FlexBuy, or if you pay for it in full, you're still going to save your £19. Now, your ICE number is 292324. Just quote that when you give a call centre a ring. They're ready to take your call as we speak. It's 01733 602 2000. Now, there is a small wait on the phones. Highly surprising. We've got this deal. We've got a worldwide launch with those new groovy plates. So shop on our website, hochanda.com. Now, when you're on the website, you'll see some new items as well. Well, other items, some of you may have seen before. We've got the starter kit, for example. But how about these? This is the Clarity book. This is the parchment perforating guide with the 2 piercing grids. Now, I've got to say, it's not just a little pamphlet. This is a book. This is a thorough guide into perforating and with the piercing grids. £34.99, 038022. Oh, no, we've always got the diagonal version, by the way. So for your borders, for your picot cutting, for spacing bits out, this is absolutely ideal. So you can start off with your piercing, and with your scissors, you can snip them into one join, and that's how you get the picot cutting. But, I mean, that's basically speaking. We've got lots of techniques with that in a few moments' time. But there we go, £75, £29.99, 158825. Now, if you're crafting in the day or the night, light can be an issue. So we have got this. Now, this, is it essential? You can get by perhaps with that one, but once you've got one, you'll think, my word, this is easier. arguably, I think it's fair to say, you may find it easier with this. It's £62.99, especially if you're using coloured parchment paper. Now, it's 436518. It's USB powered. You've got a mat here, translucent mat, so you can do your white work through it as well, not just your embossing detail. It sells out time and time again. Oh, and it comes with a little carry case too. There we go. Any questions, please do email us. It's studio@hochanda.com. Any questions for Rosella? We'd love to hear from you. You're great!
I like this bit. Yeah, I have, yeah.
Well, you've got a little stage there. Quite rightly so.
If I suddenly disappear, I've fallen off it.
Right, OK, well, I'll try and catch you. So, Rosella, what are we going to look at first?
OK, so we're going to look at everything, Charlie. So we've got a little bag. Thank you, Karen, for this design. So we've got a bag using with a template, but then you can see that we've taken all these details from the doodles, plates, the border plates on there, and the square plates on there, and then we've used that. You just mentioned the diagonal perforating grids.
Yes, yes.
We're going to use that at the bottom as well to do a little embossed detail. Now, great thing about these templates, if I just turn this round, you'll see that there's actually very little to attach. So on this particular one, you've got one seam there. Now, I've just attached that maybe 10 minutes ago with pergo glue, so you can still see that it's wet. That'll probably smooth out a little bit as well.
Right.
And then on this particular one, the only other sort of fixing is just a fold there. So if you wanted to make these and store them flat, you could do. So attach them with glue, they'll sort of slide to the side and then just pop the bottom together when you're ready to use it.
Sounds good.
So that's what we're going to work with. And we're going to use this template. Now, if I hold this up, Charlie, you can see that you can actually use different sizes. So I think there's a little sample next to you of a sort of a little handbag, so you can have the smaller.
Oh, this one
That's
here?
it, yeah.
Oh, look,
isn't that so
cute.
sweet from Amanda? It's so pretty,
Thanks,
isn't
Amanda.
it? If you make jewellery, something like that, would be great for it.
A ring? Well, just saying.
Absolutely, it's that big, isn't it?
It is.
Absolutely. So you can make little bags with these.
So there we are.
So, I was going to say, I don't need to ditch my husband if I need a new one as well. That's not nice, is it? You can have the larger one too. But what you've also got is the choice of handles as well. So although we've got 4 templates, you can see, and you'll see in a lot of them that you've got options with them as well, Charlie.
Okay.
We've also got options on how to use these templates. So what I'm going to use is the pink parchment paper that comes within that bundle. Now, coloured parchment paper, you'll find that there's more colour on one side than there is on the other. If you emboss on the heavily coloured, the richly coloured side, your embossing will show white on the outside. That's because the colour's on one side of the paper. On the pale pink and the pale blue, you think, actually, I'm not entirely sure which side it is. So what I recommend is, just on your embossing mat,
do a little test.
Just do a little test on the very corner that you're not going to use anyway, that'll do. And then just do a little bit of embossing on one side of the paper, turn it over. That's actually the correct side, isn't it? That's nice and white. But if you are unsure, then on the other side
you can do it on the other side, but bearing in mind.
And that's the difference you'll get. You won't see that white. And if I just put that against, sort of, that's the white you're going to be looking at.
Right,
so you can see it's nowhere near. So that'll tell you which side of the paper to actually emboss on if you're going to emboss.
Because the colour's going to cover over the white, isn't it?
That's
on that side.
Right, that's right. Now, I've got my pink mat here, excuse me, let's get my groovy guard here, because if you do want to emboss, then it's a really nice surface anyway, because it's nice and flat.
OK.
I'm going to just attach my parchment to the template with some groovy tabs.
Now, this is the embossing mat, excellent, and it is excellent because, well, I know Paul Church like this, because we consider ourselves to be quite heavy-handed when it comes to white work, and, I mean, I've had a go, but I've had a go on this too, and it's hard to explain. It just kind of helps.
It just
makes it easier.
It does.
For me.
I mean, I've had all of the Pergamano embossing mats, as you can imagine, over the years. This is brilliant. It's very easy to emboss. I've got a delicate touch, I'm the other way.
Right.
But I find with this, even if you've got a delicate touch, you can get it really nice and white and have a play with it. It's great. It's flexible. I mean, just look at this. So
it's a good amount of resistance it gives you when you're
most
whiting.
Definitely. And it just then, it folds up. I pop that in my light panel case. Just as it is.
Nice.
Fits like that, it's perfect. And when it gets a little bit grubby, under the tap, give it a bit of a wash.
Okay.
So I've just attached that with the groovy tabs, Charlie. You've got a choice. You can either trace with a pencil or you can trace with an embossing tool. What I tend to do is trace with a pencil.
Right.
So I'm just using our Pergoliners, and I'm using one of the B ones because that's a nice creamy pencil and I know it's going to show. And what you can do is you can either trace through the template or you can trace with the paper on the top.
Okay.
I tend with the pencils just to trace through the template. If I'm tracing with the embossing tool, what I tend to do is put it over the top, just like we do a groovy plate, parchment on the top. That's how I do it, but you know what, that's not set in stone. Okay. It's whatever works for you. So on this one, all I'm going to do is I'm going to trace through the template. What it also does is act as that guard so that my hands aren't touching the parchment quite as much. Because you've got a template, obviously you are going to be touching the parchment more.
And of course, that's just one colour of 36, actually, in the pencil collection. The Pergoliners, that's 418768. It comes in a lovely tin, by the way. It looks absolutely beautiful. £29.99. It's absolutely stunning. So if you want to see it, actually, here it is. This is the actual tin. It looks beautiful there. So you've got 16 basic pencils there, and 20 of the, well, I say basic, they're beautiful, and 20 of the aquarelle pencils, so it's 36 in total. It's a wonderful gift, that is, for people.
It's a wonderful gift, Charlie. It's wrappable because it's square.
Box, isn't it? It's lovely.
It is, but these pencils are fantastic. So you say, I'm using the basic pencil. The basic pencil is a blendable pencil, so it means that it's going to blend with other colours. You're going to be able to blend it with your Dorso oil as well. You've got also in there the aquarelle, so they're a watercolour pencil, which means that you can then watercolour on your parchment paper. If you do watercolour, just make sure that your brush is fairly damp. Yeah. And they are a beautiful set of pencils. I use them for my stamp projects as well. Really useful in your toolkit. So all you need to do is work your way all the way around. Now if you decide to choose that you actually don't want those handles, then you sort of finish your tracing there, and then you can then swap the handles round, whichever one you want. Now I'm just going to work my way around here. You've also got a choice on here is whether you want to cut this around with scissors, just fussy cut it, or whether you want to picot cut it. Now on this particular example, you can see there that Karen's picot cut it. Yeah. So it's a great opportunity as well then if you want to practice your picot cooking.
Yes.
Cutting. I tend to fussy cut with scissors, but I picot cut around there because I'm not great with a craft knife. Oh, so sort of mix and match because, again, there are no rules.
You sort of twist as you're cutting.
That's right.
With the scissors.
Yeah,
we got the scissors on the website.
Later. Yeah, most definitely. So you're going to trace. I've forgotten where I've got to now because I've been rabbiting, haven't I? But
no, not at all. And you don't have to go straight into things like picot cutting. You can just bide your time with all this. No, why not?
Right. So obviously I've missed a little bit out, but you're going to trace it all out with pencil. So then again, your choice whether you want to picot cut it out, whether you want to fussy cut it out. On this one where the seam is, I'd probably straight cut it because it's a seam. So if it's decorative, maybe, you know, on the top there, maybe you want to picot cut that, but actually on the side, maybe you just want to straight cut it because it's a box.
Sure,
okay,
sure.
So I have got one that's already cut out, so I'm going to leave that one where it is at the moment, and I'm just going to move over and just show you one that's ready to cut out.
Okay.
So you can see there on this one that we've got straight edges, but then I've left this area here and that's ready for picot cutting.
Lovely.
Now what you will find on your templates, if I just take this from here, is that you've got extra parchment. So you don't want to waste any of your extra parchment. So all of those plates, we can then start putting some embellishments with the spare parchment on the side, which is where I want to move to now. So I'm just going to reach over and get my light panel.
Now, we're very busy for these templates, by the way, so it's 4 templates, 3, bundles of paper flowers. You get 30 sheets of paper, 20 sheets of parchment. It's a big deal, and you're saving £19. There we go, £59.96. And I can't believe it's not only new to us today, it's also on FlexiBuy. 2 payments at £29.98. Well, first time I've seen this, and it's £292,324, saving £19. Wow, very, very busy for that. Ooh. It's getting awkward, actually. By the way, if you just tuned in, so that's your worldwide launch on some brand new groovy plates designed by Tina. Sorry, Tina. Who's Tina? Tina, thanks, Tina. These are the 2 square plates, 2 border plates, and the one on the left there, the floral design, that's actually the bonus plate. So you order this, it's worth £7.99. It's the bonus. Now, we're busy for this already. over a quarter of the stock already gone. £31.96, that's 118737. Do be quick. I'd recommend getting it at this hour if you like to. Coming up to 25 minutes into the show, a quarter already gone, so thank you so much. And we'll have a look through some more examples later on. But back to Rosella.
Okay, Charlie, so I'm going to move over now. I've got my light panel in place, and then what I've also got is I've got the plate mate in place. Shall we look at the starter kit now? So that
Shall we do that?
Really from the beginning. If you've never seen Groovy before, you're going to need some of these items to be able to create.
So Groovy's like a system, really, isn't it, for parchment craft?
A modular system, which means that some of the basics, then you're going to build on that collection, you're going to be able to mix and match, and
well, the more plates you build up, the more opportunities, the more you can extract different elements from so much. It's fascinating.
It is, and this is your starter. So this is your starter kit. So again, it's lovely and wrappable if you need to get somebody a gift, maybe.
Right.
And it's beautifully presented, but it's full of everything that you need.
That's a lovely gift, actually.
Shall we open it and have a look inside?
Let's have a look. Oh, I like the unboxing.
I love it when we do this, don't you? So let's just take away those front covers and have a look what's inside. Humble tumble dry sheet, right. Charlie.
Oh, this is someone's tissue. Oh, dear.
No, do not throw it away when you get it at home.
But it's worth having.
You need it. Well, you need it to sort of put a greasy layer on your parchment to enable you to emboss.
It helps you glide across as you're embossing.
And when you get it home, try embossing without it, try embossing with it, and then you'll know exactly what I mean.
Lovely.
So, and you don't need to want to be buying the tumble dry for it, do you, Charlie?
Well... Well, just for one sheet? Well, not really, no.
Not really. Now, next thing, I'm going to hold it up against the mat. Now, this is what we call a plate mate. So this is the system where the plates are going to fit within the centre of this system. We do have a number of plate mate Charlies. In fact, Barbara and I have just done a YouTube on this, which is possibly worth checking out.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. Right. We need to check that out. The first thing we're going to do after the show.
But you can see there, it's not just a plate, it's not just an aperture. We've got our alphabets on there. We've got little word
just essentials, aren't they? Yeah.
That's right. Things that you're going to go back to, and it means that you're going to be able to then personalise all of your projects. So that's what we call our plate mate.
Beautiful.
What you've also got in there is a mat. So it's a double-sided mat. You've got a hard side on this mat. You haven't got that because that's a piece of card. Come on. There we go. Hard side on there. And what you've also then got is a squidgy side. That's the technical term, Charlie.
Squidgy, right, okay.
And that means that you're going to be able to do all of your white work and embossing on there as well.
I see.
Then what else?
So you've got everything you need to get started, really, haven't you?
Everything
you have actually got everything.
You have, even got full
paper
instructions.
Yeah.
So you've got 2 projects there, you started for 10. Lovely, lovely projects, full photographic instructions on those as well. We've got paper, like you mentioned. You've got parchment paper, because obviously you need your parchment paper. You've got 20 sheets of that.
Yeah.
You've then got your tools, so you've got some embossing tools. You've got 4 different sizes of embossing tools on there. And then you've got some plates as well. So you've got your essentials. You've got then our nested squares. And I always think if you're starting something, it's really great. Perhaps start with a small frame. It's not quite so threatening, is it, and scary when it's a new project. And then start playing. And it's such an easy system and so much fun to do. You're going to really enjoy it. You've then got trees. You could have those as clouds. You could have just twigs on there. You could have with or without leaves. And then what you've also
this is my favourite for some reason.
Yeah,
it's for
the landscapes. It's
a sense of perspective in your projects that you'll find you'll come back to that time and time again. You're bound to.
Well, that card we looked at that Amanda did and Louise did. That's the outline, wasn't it? The rooftop.
Oh, of course, one with the Eiffel Tower.
Do a similar thing there.
Yeah.
Actually, with the doves as well coming back in, that would be rather nice.
And that's it. When you talk about, when you look at it, you think of compositions.
Yeah.
You think of balanced compositions for this. It's beautiful. So now, what about the tools?
Okay, so the tools you've got here, Charlie, you've got 4 tools. Four different embossing ball tool sizes. You've got what we call the number 1 tool and number 2, and they're the smallest. Either of those is going to be great for tracing with. It's entirely up to you. You'll get a crisper image with a smaller one and a less crisp with a slightly larger one.
Right.
Then what you've also got is the larger ball tool, so the white areas. So on the project that we're doing at the moment, you know, the little hearts on there, the white hearts, you would use these tools for those.
Okay.
Okay.
I get you.
So that's what you get in your starter kit, and it's lovely.
Lovely.
Just pop that to
and there's
one
everything
side.
you need. So it's 20. It's 20 bits of parchment, instead, wasn't it?
20
pieces. Yeah, to get it going.
Yeah, absolutely.
E5.
So what I've done now is I've put my plate mate onto the mat on my light panel, and then I've also put this little heart design in there. And what I want is the one with the dangle.
So this is one of the new plates, part of the big bundle.
It's beautiful, isn't it? When you put it onto your mat, if you give it a scratch and you can feel the grooves, you've got it the right way.
So these grooves are etched to a very specific depth.
That's right, so that you don't go through your parchment, so
Right.
you don't perforate through it. Also, if you can read groovy the correct way up, then you got it the right way.
You're the right way. Okay,
Yeah.
I see.
Now, just whilst I'm tracing this, I'm just going to decide which side was the right side. I'm going to just, it was this side of the paper that we're tracing on. I'm just going to attach that again with my groovy tabs. And I was going to say something else and it's gone out of my head. What I was going to say, Charlie?
We've got a viewfinder.
Can't remember.
No?
No, it's gone. It's gone. It'll come back, no doubt.
Was it? Well, it could be anything.
Yeah,
really, couldn't it?
what it was traditional parchers. If you traditionally want to trace the designs, then maybe turn it the other way over so you've just got the designs to trace through. 'Cause
Right,
of course
okay.
this is artwork that you can pull in lots and lots of traditional methods on there as well. So if you want to use pencils to trace or maybe a mapping pen, you can do that as well.
And of course, a lot of people at Clarity who bring the groovy system to us, a lot of them traditional parchment crafters.
I am. I mean, I've been,
And of course yourself,
20 years nearly I've been parching. So, you know, I've got a Pergamano background. But it's parchment craft.
It's still parchment.
It's all parchment.
It's all
craft.
parchment, yeah. And this, what does this do for you? Is this accelerated your progress?
Oh,
or
absolutely.
accelerated the projects you could
I think
make?
so, and also it's the design element. So I've got a plate now, and in this case, Charlie, I've got how many hearts? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 focal points there
Yes.
that I can pull from. But actually, you know what? Maybe I just want that flower with those leaves, with one of those heart dangles. So
Yes.
I'm the designer on this. It's not just one prescribed
This is
design.
it's a tool, isn't it?
It
this?
certainly
Yeah.
is. It's a design tool. So I'm going to trace this one here. Because I've got a Pergamano background, I'm going to use the Pergamano tools.
Lovely.
So I'm using the 1mm embossing ball tool for this.
Okay.
And again, funnily enough, I've got YouTube came out yesterday on embossing tools as well. So we're trying to support
Very
as
good.
much as we
You've
can.
had a busy time.
And we've had a lot of giggles.
Yeah, stop. Yes.
And then what I'm also using, and you won't be surprised to know there's a YouTube on this, Johnny.
Right.
Guard.
Oh, YouTube video.
But this is a fantastic piece of kit. But what it does primarily at this point is keep my hands off that parchment and keep that parchment nice and flat. And like you mentioned, you've got a viewfinder through there so that you can actually see and focus on the area that you're parching. You've got that tumble drying sheet. If you then just give it a whiz, then it's going to enable you to emboss so much more smoothly, and it just glides. Just pop enough pressure so that you can feel that tool sort of slip into the groove there, and it's lovely, Charlie. It's really lovely.
I found it relaxing watching. I remember I do remember the first ever show I did with Groovies. Oh, it was a few years ago now with Barbara Gray, and I was hooked. I remember watching it, the show the night before when Matt was doing it. I was like, this is brilliant.
Yeah.
I can't wait to have a go at this tomorrow. That's what I was thinking. And it's so therapeutic, so relaxing. Obviously, I can't make any claims. Everyone's different, but it's so lovely to watch. And it's not a messy craft either, if you don't want it to be.
It isn't, and you know, my children have always done this. My youngest child, who's now 15 and huge, Henry,
Right.
I always used to let him do parchment because then there's no colour on an embossing tool, so there's no fear of colouring up the walls or his body, as he was wont to do, anything like that at all. So it's great for children of all ages. So, and how quick is that, Charlie? So that design is now embossed, which means that I've then got that lovely design detail. Let me just remove that. Your groovy tabs are removable. Just I place them on my groovy guard and other places, sleeves, slippers, anywhere like that. And let me just then
Now, that guard, by the way, the tabs come with the guard. Now that
Can
is
you see
beautiful.
now then? So that's what we're aiming for, and you can just see how crisp that is, how perfect. So if you are doing multiple batch making maybe,
yes,
you know you're going to get the same image each
and quite
time.
quickly.
If you want to, very, very quickly.
And if you're trying to do that traditionally, then the danger is you pierce it. Oh, imagine if it could be your last heart where you pierce through, and well, it's ruined then, isn't it? But you haven't got to have experience, or you haven't got to get used to pressure. You just glide it around. And if you can hold a pen, then you should be able to do this.
Absolutely,
no problem with that.
and I've taken this into our local school with the children. We had a fantastic
I bet they had a lovely time
We
with
had
it.
a wonderful, wonderful time. So what you would do now is that we can then emboss that. But what I want to do is I want to work on some of the borders, Charlie. It's going to take me just a few minutes to sort everything
Well,
out.
try to do a recap then.
Would you mind?
I'm glad we'll see some more examples. I'll do some of that. I'll be right back, Rosella.
Thank you very much.
Well, it makes it clear, doesn't it? If you want to get into this groovy system, go for the starter kit. But because it's a modular system, if you want to add plates, how about adding these brand new ones? Not just new to us. These are brand new to Hochanda. These are a worldwide exclusive. This is a worldwide, not exclusive, sorry, I meant a worldwide launch. At the moment, this is the first place you can get them. This is a worldwide launch, I should clarify, right here on Hochanda. So it's £31.96 for this huge selection. Now, the plate on the side, that's worth £7.99. That's a bonus plate. That's the beautiful floor design border. That's brand new also, and it comes as a bonus when you order this kit. Everything you see on your screen now, £31.96, 118737. Now, do you know what? We explain how it works. We get it. We understand it. I must let you know that, however, a third of the stock has gone. So, not even 35 minutes into the show, a third of the stock. So let's have a look at some more examples. Now, there we go. Thanks so much to the design team from Glynis made this. Glynis Whitehead, thank you for so much. Now, again, with Groovy, if you've never done this before, you go for this kit. If you want to go for the Santa kit to help you out, why not? But with this, you can go to the level you want to. If you want to build your way up to the Pico cutting, you haven't got to do any cutting, you can just glide around with your tool, get that embossed detail, experiment with some white work. And if you're wondering what the white work is, you can see where it says save the day, just the top bit there is frosted. That's the white work. So you just nurture out with your larger tool, and you can just brush it ever so gently, and you stretch the fibres. So there we go. Any questions, please do email us, studio@hochanda.com. Now, there's another one from Linda. Thanks, Linda. Thanks very much to everyone. I want to hold this carefully for you. How gorgeous is this? But you get the idea. These are your design tools. You can extract, mix and match all the different elements, extract various different parts, take a chunk of the design, take one tiny element from the design, and make something bespoke. Now, you can make and sell with these tools as well. So if you're looking at these thinking, these would be beautiful, if inspired by this, if you make your own designs, why not? Why not? Go for it. That's from Louise. Thank you very much, Louise. Another one from Maggie here. And again, Maggie, I love your white work. That cutting is absolutely magnificent. If you like your piercing grids to help you out with the cutting, we've got those on the website. Once you've got the holes pierced, you put each blade of the scissors through each hole, and you just twist and cut. Do a little bit more to it than that, of course, but it takes a little bit of practice. But I remember Paul Church saying, quite overwhelmed with Pico cutting, but I remember Paul saying, do you know what? He picked it up well, and it looks absolutely beautiful. But Maggie, you're clearly a pro at that. Thank you very, very much. Now, I'm thinking of celebrations for this. Obviously, anything to do with love. Again, we've got love, we've got Valentine's Day coming up. Oh, getting welling up, I'm an old softy. But again, to remind someone you love them, anniversaries. Now, anytime you want to send a heart, anytime you want to remind someone that you love them, why not? It could be for friends, of course, too. But again, if you're taking this element out, so this could be quite a cool modern card, something, make invitations for this. And if it's a small little card, you think, that'll take ages. Well, no, it can take minutes to do one. It can take absolute minutes to do a little section of this. This obviously took a lot much longer than that, this card. It's absolutely magnificent. Thanks again to Linda. But you know what, I do love these little, they are flutes, aren't they? They're champagne flutes. There we go. Marry me, Chris. Chris, our director. There we go. Oh, he said yes, thanks. Thanks, mate. There we go, so you got the marry me there. But, you know what, that is nice, isn't it? I mean, wow. Amanda, let me know what the answer was. Amanda did this card. I've also got this from Carol. Thank you very much, Carol. But I'm just going to show you some more as much as I can, because we love inspiration. Don't forget, you can pause this, actually, if you're watching it back on rewindhochanda.com. I just want to show you as much inspiration as possible. This is from Jane Telford. Thanks very much again, Jane. Now, how about this for different styles? When you get a little bit more experience, if you are brand new to Groovy, then do experiment with the backgrounds. We've got the most beautiful design pads. We normally have them on the show, so do check out the website for those. But if you want to experiment with different background of colours that shines through the parchment, it creates a wonderful effect. But there we go. Just start off as detailed as you want to. You can take this as far as you're comfortable with. But again, these are the tools to make bespoke designs, something that you're proud with. And my word, I can tell you now that personally, I find this craft so relaxing. It makes parchment so easily accessible to so many people. And if you can hold a pen, there's nothing to suggest you can't get these results once you've got the Groovy system. Well, there's some examples for you. I'll try and show you more a little bit later on, but if you'd like to go for this, it's £31.96. It is a worldwide launch, and I've just been told approaching 40% of the stock gone. 118737, nearly 40% gone already. This is the first show you will have ever seen these, designed by, of course, by Tina. Thanks so much, Tina, if you're watching. Now that we've got more designs for you, how about some lovely backgrounds? How about some beautiful embellishments? We've got floor designs there, but I want to talk to you first about the templates. Now, all of this is one bundle, saving £90. Again, one bundle, saving £19. Now, these are absolutely fantastic. Good for your card making your templates, but absolutely fantastic templates for parchment craft. Now, stock-wise of this, you're not going to believe it, we're flying through it already. We're actually approaching a quarter of the stock gone. Gosh, this is the first show I've shown you this today, so very, very popular. But let's have a look at what these can transform into. Now, when it comes to boxes, you know, you get the idea. You can, a bit of measuring, they're pretty doable, but time-wise, if you're making a lot of boxes for wedding favours, it can become quite, well, quite a long-winded process. But if you're doing boxes like this, how on earth would you do that? How on earth would you measure this out? How would you measure out your scoring lines for this? I'd hate to think. But again, think wedding favours, think little gift voucher, pouches for gift vouchers, beautiful, you know, little credit card size ones, and then this, be absolutely beautiful. Now, there's one particular at the front everyone's wanted me to show, and I'm glad that I got reminded about this. It was this one, wasn't it? Now, this was beautiful. When we were preparing for the show, we think we've got to show you this properly. How beautiful is this? Now, why not? I mean, why not think wedding invitations, your other half's 50th, 60th, 70th birthday coming up, perhaps. Imagine that as an invitation. And it really could be, because look at that we got there. How beautiful is that? You're going to go to the party, aren't you? And again, because the Groovy system makes it easily accessible, you could go through these fairly quickly. Why not? But that is an absolute work of art. That is jaw-droppingly impressive. It's beautiful. Do we know who did this one, by the way?
It's Glynis, I believe.
Was it? Oh, it's on the. Oh, sorry, I didn't see that. Yeah, absolutely right. That's Glynis White. Glynis, thank you so much for seeing a few of your designs, but thank you so much to the entire design team. That's something else, isn't it? That's really impressive. Now, we've got some more. Do you know what? Let's have a look at some more designs we've got. So, again, if it's boxes are two, of course. If you're wedding favours, think of that. But they're just beautiful. If you want to make these into little table centre pieces, Joy, if you've got your Pico cutting, get your piercing grids, make your own design, pierce some apertures in there with your Pico cuts, and put battery-powered tea light in the middle. Why not? Why not? And, do you know, if you've got some Pergamano, you know, the pencils to add some colour, imagine those. Imagine the lights shining through the colour. You could take it as far as you want. You really can. That's not all. We've also got, speaking of parchment, we have got 20 sheets of parchment. You've got 10 of the pink, 10 of this beautiful summery sky blue. You've also got 30 sheets of paper. You've got 10 of each of the colours right there. So that's 50 in total. But, you know, we call it paper, but it's not far off card, it's thick, it's decent weight paper. It really, really is. Now, we've also got these flowers. Now, you get so many different flowers here. There's a lovely story I want to remind you of in a second. But if I just pick out some of these, we get all of these, don't we? Yeah, well, I can't believe we get all of these flowers. Keep an eye on the price. It's on FlexiBuy too, don't forget. Yeah, all of these flowers, or everything you see right in front of me here, all these do come together. Now, how about that for a beautiful, beautiful embellishment? Now, all of these flowers, these are handmade. They're handmade in India, and I think that's a lovely, lovely story, because when you think of the hard work that goes into them, it's almost nice to give something back, isn't it? It really, really is. But when you get these packaged, they're beautifully packaged, I might add, but they arrive like this, and there's a lovely little story on the back. Now, these embellishments are ethically handmade for us, but in India, by an organisation that endeavours to provide employment for underprivileged women in rural parts of the country. That's lovely. I've always thought a lot of Clarity. I know they do things like this. It's a wonderful, wonderful story to have in the back of your mind when you're crafting. Maybe if you're making it into something, why not? I think it's a really important piece. That. Well, you get all of these templates. You get all of that card, all of that parchment, all those beautiful handmade flowers for £59.96. You're saving £19. All you pay today is £29.98. That's your first FlexiBuy payment of £2. That's £292,324. I can't believe the time. We're flying through the stock here as well. Nearly a quarter has gone. And again, if you're thinking of gifts, wedding favours, jewellery, when we send a gift, we wrap it up, don't we? It's that excitement. It's the look on their face. It's the build-up. It's the suspense. It's wonderful. And why not do that with pure beauty? That's what you can create with this. Well, you can see other designs right here on our website. This is Hochanda.com. We got that starter kit. Oh, by the way, if you're looking to frame your designs, because don't forget, it's a modular system, Groovy, so you can extract various different designs. The more we do build it, the more fun you're bound to have. But we've got the basic shapes, the circle and the squares. You can use these for layering. You can use these to frame your work. £15.99. I would honestly say, if you've got the starter kit, go for that one next. It's perfect. Again, we've got the piercing grids and the plates. We've got 5-star reviews, more 5-star reviews. Look at that light panel, the Pergamano ball tools, 5-star reviews there. Now, we're talking about if you want to get into picot cutting, these are perfect scissors. Now, again, we've got 3 different options here. Now, I know Rosella, people have preferences to scissors. We've got 3 different types there. Do you have a personal preference?
Yeah, poker cutters for me.
Right, which are they? They're the springy ones.
That's right, like tweezers.
Yeah.
But I have a bit of a thing going on with my thumb, and I found the scissors.
So personally, you find that? Oh right,
so
okay.
that's good for me.
Good idea.
Barbara
good point.
likes the scissors. So does Linda.
Right.
So and I'd like to say there's a YouTube demo on that coming up.
You guys with your filming. I like it.
But it's people are asking us, and just on that, Charlie, if there's any questions that you'd like answering at 4 o'clock, please let me know.
Email
him.
studio@hochanda.com, indeed.
Now,
So then.
What I want to do now is I just want to work on this border plate from this. So I've changed my plate mate to a border plate mate, and I've popped that border plate within there. Now, this is one of the templates that's being cut out. Whether you want to emboss it when it's still on the A4 sheet or whether you want to cut it out is entirely up to you. It really doesn't matter. Because this is actually traced in pencil, the pencil lines are quite difficult to see. So what I might do on these is, if you want to make sure that you don't go over the edge, perhaps use your groovy tab just to mark. Let me just pop that back onto there, exactly where it wants to be, and then we can use that to attach it as well. And then let's pop another groovy tab on this side where that pencil line is, because perhaps I don't want to actually emboss over that pencil line. Now, it came up at a workshop I was doing just before Christmas. Someone suggested we had groovy tabs in different colours, so they could see them, but I was just thinking alcohol markers would do that, I think, wouldn't they?
I don't see why they wouldn't, actually.
I don't see why they wouldn't either.
A little Sharpie just to mark
have a go if you know, particularly for something like this where it's clear and you want to, know, exactly where you want to wear it.
Good idea, yeah.
So maybe have a go and let me know, see what happens.
Yeah, that's nice.
I've had a look and I haven't got any alcohol markers on me. So.
Right, okay.
And then all you're going to do, I'm using that 1mm tool again, is you're then going to just trace the outline. Now, if you are a traditional parcher and you don't want a crisp white outline on this, then what you can do is change tool size. So I've got, again, in the same embossing ball tool bundle, you'll get a 1.5mm tool as well.
So generally speaking, the smaller the tool, the crisper, the whiter the line's going to be.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
And then you could actually even use a larger tool as well. So if you're thinking of your starter kit, think of the groovy tools, just go up so that you've got that depth of impression that you actually want. So I'll just do a 1 layer on this because I want to look at quickly on embossing as well.
Please don't forget, we have got queues on the phones. Do call us, we will get to you, but if you can order online at hochanda.com, you'll skip that, and it takes a couple of minutes to check out your baskets, and you can use PayPal to check out as well. So thanks very much for ordering. A busy show.
So I've just then run down there. I'm just going to show that against the black so you can see hopefully the difference between those two embossing. There we go. So, yeah, perfect. You can see that. So this was with the smaller tool, Charlie. You can see that it's that crisper embossing, and then using the larger tool, you can fade that out. And, of course, you could have an even larger tool. It would become even less prominent as well. Choice is yours. And then I have got one that I embossed, but I do want to just talk about the border grids. Because that's my sample one. That's the next bit along here. Can you see that we've got this lovely embossed design here? Isn't that just so pretty?
Isn't that nice?
Geometric design. Now this is your diagonal border grid. So if I just show you what we're getting from those. Now again, Tina Cox designed these and they are fantastic. If like me, you love your grid work, but sometimes you want something foolproof, really.
Foolproof, don't you? That's what I think what groovy system is. It's easy to make a start, and then your confidence still grows with the groovy. It's addictive. It's addictive. It's so much fun.
And there's always something new to learn, and that's great. And then we have.
So I had a flick through this book earlier. It's a thorough guide.
Brilliant. So this is the border plates that come with it, and then what it is, it's full of designs, ideas that you can create using these border grids. And anyone who's new to grid work at all, I would always recommend these. You've got projects within there as well. You've got full instructions, and then you've got the plates that you need as well. But of course you can mix and match the plates, perhaps the plates that we've got today. But it's these areas, it's these little borders that you want to look at and how to actually create those, and you can just see how beautiful and decorative those are. And you can choose then to perforate, to emboss, a mixture of both, and you can cut on those as well. So that's the little grid that I want to use for this one now.
Okay, lovely.
And so all you need to do
full of ideas,
is
that's actually, isn't it?
absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
So you're learning whilst you craft, you really, with these books. It's lovely.
Yeah, and I mean, I've been doing it a long time, Charlie, and I learn every time I open it.
Really?
Yeah.
That's lovely.
And it's a real.
You never have too much inspiration, can you?
No, you can't. Not at all. Your border grids, these are perforation grids, which means the holes go all the way through, so it doesn't really matter which side of it is. There's not a right side or a wrong side. Just pop them in there. Now, if you're going to perforate, I've embossed on the reverse of my project on all of this. I'm going to perforate from the front, and that means that, actually, if I just bring this through, I'm not going to perforate, I'm going to emboss anyway, but if you're perforating from the front, it means that your holes will go through.
Okay.
But for this one, Karen's just embossed it, so we'll stick to the embossing, which means that it's the same side as it was before. So we'll just line it up, and I think Karen's used that particular design. I think that's really pretty. And again, I'm sort of centralising it between those lines, and I'm going to pop that groovy tab there to prevent me going over the line where I want it to go. Pop another one in there as well. These are reusable over and over again. There we go. Groovy guard under my hand, and I'm going to go back to that 1mm tool, and then all I'm going to do is I'm just going to perforate these dots. So what I do is I place my tool and give it a little wiggle.
So is it just embossing, or is it making an awl?
This is just embossing.
Okay.
So I'll show a little bit of perforating at the 4 o'clock show, I think.
Lovely.
On the grids as well. And
that'll be with Yanis, I believe.
It will. Yanis and Janice, I love that.
Yanis and Janice.
Yeah,
Janice has joined us. You may have saw it in the previous hour, and Janice will be joining Janice. So there you go. It's lovely having Janice on board. I've known her for a few years now. She's a lovely lady. Give her a warm welcome on Facebook as well. It's always starting a new presenter to the family here at Hochanda. Always nice, always exciting.
Oh, she's a lot of fun.
She's great, isn't she?
Yeah.
Always fits in.
And again, this is a really, really quick way to create a beautifully decorative, either embossed or perforated pattern. I love it, Charlie, because you can chat whilst you're doing it.
Well, you can. It's a sociable craft, isn't it?
It is, you know, it is, and there's so many workshops being set up, so many groovy groups around the country. Traditional parchment as well, crossover between the two, because the techniques are the same for both of them. You're embossing, you're perforating, you're cutting, and you're colouring, Charlie. So all you need to do then is just work your way through there. Now I'm going to end that there as well, Charlie, because I just want to talk a bit about embossing as well.
Okay.
I know that there's so much I want to pack in, and we've only got 2 hours.
I would love it. I could just sit down and you spend a day doing this. You know, have a few hours, even if 5 minutes. You haven't got to wait for things to dry. You can just. You could just go for it.
Absolutely, it really is.
And
so
sounds quite
lovely.
a portable craft, actually, I would say, too.
It is. I put lots and lots in that light cover case of mine, so by the time I've got my light cover case...
the little sleeve that goes into, yeah, I know.
One file with all of my plates in and my pink tool bag that's beside me.
Couple of sheets of parchment, off you go.
Off you go. But you can see, this is the design that you just embossed there, so you're getting those perfect little holes on there, those perfect little dots, and it's just so neat and tidy. It's beautiful, isn't it?
It's smart, isn't it? It's beautiful.
Now,
beautiful.
what I just want to touch on is on this finished sample of Karen's, if I just pop back to this, is this embossing on the hearts. I've just read a couple of comments on Facebook this morning about embossing, so I just want to touch on that as well.
Yeah, please do.
See if I can answer a couple of questions on that. So I'm just going to take my light panel away, because I don't need that for this. I'm going to use my pink mat.
It's smooth, that light panel, isn't it?
Oh, it is.
USB powered. I like that.
It is wonderful.
You have very different light intensities as well. It doesn't get hot, it's LED, so
it's very,
really
very
nice and
lightweight as well, Charlie. So if you are carrying it around maybe to your craft group, parching group, it's really lightweight.
It just looks the business. It looks modern too. It's really nice.
So, maybe I ought to wash my mat in between shows.
Right.
I'm going to work from the back again, and I'm going to emboss a larger area. So what we need there is a larger ball tool.
Right.
And again, if you get in the selection, you've got them all in there anyway. So choose some of the larger ones.
And if you've got the starter kit, it comes with 2 tools. Well, 2 tools, but 4 sizes because they're double-ended.
Exactly. So you'd use some of the larger tools
So
for
you've
this
got
as
size 3 and 4 used for your white work, for the embossing, don't you?
Yeah.
In your starter kit. Instructions come with it anyway.
And then in the big bundle sort of embossing ball tools, you can see you've really got some. There we go. You can see you've got lots and lots of those in there. And I'm probably going to start with this one, which is the 4.5mm. Which I know it looks quite large, but actually when you've got the surface area that's going to hit the paper, it's obviously not as large as that, so don't worry too much. And you're going to go gentle. Now this is where the questions came in. you're going to stroke the parchment.
Okay.
So on this, it's solid embossing. So all you're going to do is really gentle. Now, even though it's coloured parchment, it's still going to go white because we're embossing it on the richly coloured side.
Okay.
Just pop that down there. So really, really gentle. Now, to create the whiteness Karen's got there, I'd probably emboss it, I don't know, maybe 4 times, 5 times. Because you've got a lot on these borders, it means by the time you sort of worked your way to the end, you could probably just start again. But that's pretty much all. I'm not going right to the edges on this first emboss. I'm just stretching that parchment really gently. It's sort of in preparation to giving it a bit more welly a bit later on. So just really, really gentle. And that's as much as it is. Now, somebody's put on Facebook stroking a baby's face. Now, that's a lovely analogy, isn't it?
So you just gently do it, you're just building it up.
That's right.
And now, I remember you guys saying you leave it to rest for a little bit.
Most definitely. So on this, let me just turn
so
that
how do we know when to do that?
You can see it's really, really subtle. What I would do is I'd go over it once, just stretching it gently. So it's these ones here. You can see that very, very slightly grey on there. So I would go all the way over it. Then I'd probably do it one more time, and then I'd want to leave it for quite some time.
Right, okay.
If you're doing a lot, so on this, before we've maybe done a couple of times.
That's intense white, actually.
It's
very crisp.
Leave it overnight if you can. You know, really do leave it, because when you come back you'll be really surprised at how white it will become. And it's really very, very satisfying when it does as well. Start with the larger ball tools. When you want to get down to a little bit more detail, so from there I'd then go down to the 3mm tool. I'd probably go down to the 1.5. Right. And then it'd be nice and white.
Well, if you'd like to go for these tools, details side of the screen. So it's five tools, and that's 20 sheets of the A5 parchment. Comes with a little bag as well. There we go. Price £19.99. That's 734-695. So 734-695, and that's going to keep you out. It really, really is. Well then, if you have just tuned in, we had a brilliant hour. Please don't worry. You can always watch it back at Hochanda.com. But we're actually approaching half of the stock gone already for this worldwide launch. Rosella, for those who tuned in, why is this such good value?
There's so many designs on these, Charlie. So you're getting 2 A5 square plates, you're getting 3 border plates there, but you can see they are absolutely crammed with the designs. And the group system, to me, it enables you to become the designer.
Yes,
so
yes,
you're
I like
going
that.
to pull those elements and you're going to arrange them how you want to, so that your
you haven't got to spend time getting experience with pressure or anything like that.
At all.
You hit the ground running with these.
You certainly do, and you're going to be able to create beautiful, beautiful designs like these. And whether you choose to add colour or not, your choice. So versatile.
Well, thank you so much, and again to the design team, you're absolutely amazing. Got Jane who did this one as well, so I didn't name the other ones, but do you know what? You're all bring this to life, and let's see what you discover at home as well. These are your tools to discover, to create really bespoke pieces of art, and we can make and sell with these designs too. Well, it's £31.96. That's the price for all of this. And by the way, you're paying really for these 4. You get it. Oh no, you're paying for this one, that one, and those 2. This one's actually a bonus plate. So it's like a bonus gift worth £7.99. So there go. Another good reason to buy £31.96. That's 118737. Thank you very much, Rosella.
Thank you, Charlie.
We'll see you later on today with Yanis.
Yep.
Yanis and Jonas. We've got lots more coming at your way, your home of crafts, hobbies and arts. We've got Yanis speaking rich after this.
Hi, I'm Paul Church from Clarity Stamp. I've been fortunate enough to turn my hobby into a career and joined Clarity Stamp in January 2016. My background has always been in crafting, and I enjoy making things and sharing things. That's what crafting's all about for me, making things and sharing with others, and also learning all the time. At Clarity Stamp, we bring you a wide range of products, from stamps, stencils, groovy and pergamano. And the great thing about that is that it covers crafters from all different aspects. So whether you're into stamping, stenciling, parchment craft, we've got it covered at Clarity Stamp. So I hope you can tune in and join the Clarity team on Hochanda.
Hi everyone, I'm Gordon.
I'm Justin.
And
together we are Be Creative.
Justin and I formed our company just under 1 year ago to bring you new and exciting products under the Be Creative brand.
We have a fantastic relationship with Hochanda, and we love to share our ideas and creation with you, our viewers.
So why not come be creative with us
Here at Hochanda.
Hello, my name's Kay from Indigo Blue, and we've been established for 7 years, and together with my husband Alfie we design and manufacture our own in-house red rubber stamps. We also have our own range of paints, lushes and stencils. We're so proud that we've now got a reputation for such high quality products and the detail that we can manage to get in our stamps. What I really love about Hochanda is I get to demonstrate lots of different techniques for you to understand how to use our products and hopefully inspire you. I've got loads of fantastic ideas buzzing around in my head, so I can't wait to get those filtered into our products and out to you at home. So grab a cup of tea, join me and the team from Indigo Blue on Hochanda.
Good morning, everybody. A warm welcome. I hope you're having a fantastic start to your day. It's about to get a lot better because we've got a one-day special, and I'm joined by the lovely Noreen and our brand new presenter, Janice. How to you both?
Yes,
yeah, really good. This is when Janice met Janice. I had to get that in.
It's been a lot of confusion at Hochanda Towers.
It certainly has.
Janice? Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, I tell you what, though, busy start today at 9 a.m.
I'm not surprised.
Very busy hour.
I'm really not surprised.
We've got some absolute treats for you. Over 2/3 of stock's gone. We're going to go through that in a moment. How are you finding it here at Hochanda?
Yeah, I'm loving it. You know, it's great to be a part of the team, seeing some old faces, seeing some new faces as well, meeting the lovely team, but also getting involved with the crates for the arts and crafts that we've got here. And this is one of my favourites. It really is.
It is, and we are in for a real treat. OK, so Janice, we're going to catch up in a little while.
Yes.
Good, looking forward to it.
So I'll see you guys
later.
Get
one of those.
All right.
Boom.
See you later.
Noreen.
Yes.
Absolutely love this. Now, a one-day special, I say, we're over 2/3 of the stock. Just having a look at where you can take the inspirations, and they are nothing short of spectacular.
They really are, and that is because of the quality.
Yeah.
Over and above, it's the quality of both the papercraft kit and the quality of the moulds, and obviously the quality of the air dry clay.
Look,
isn't that just adorable?
Stunning. So I was in here just before the show, actually Janice and myself, and we're having a look. Everything is absolutely spectacular, but look at that. Can I just say, we've had busy phone lines from the previous show, and we've maintained the queues right now, so if you do want to go in for the one-day special, we will try and get through to you as soon as possible. Fastest way to order right now is online. Just talk us through what we're actually getting as part of the one-day special.
First of all, we've got this fabulous papercraft pad. Now, the papercraft pad, there's 40 sheets of pure delight.
Designed by Teresa Goodrich.
Painted, hand-drawn by Teresa Goodrich, yes, and then manufactured by Katie Sue Designs to their spec. So we've got the best quality artwork from Teresa.
I mean, she's very talented.
Oh, she is. She's really, and the colours, the artwork is absolutely spectacular. Why we've got all of this space around is because lots of people have dyes. They like to set their dyes over the top. So that was the idea behind that.
Thought through.
Well, we think so.
Yeah.
So the paper. The weight of it is 170 GSM, and also if you notice they've got a ring binder on. Whilst it's much more expensive to produce this with a ring binder, for the crafter, for the person that's buying it, it's just perfect. Because you're not going to get any of this dog-eared, it's not going to lose the pages. When you tear it out, all you're doing is tearing that sheet out, and then you've still got the papercraft pad intact. So that was the reason behind it. So we've got all of these different images in this size. Then if you move further along, we've got them in 4s in a smaller size. So again, you can use them just with your dies, and don't think, oh, just, you know, as that's tiny, I can make just small cards. You can really mat and layer those up to make absolutely spectacular looking cards.
And you can just see it. For me, it's the uniqueness of the actual imagery you're working with, and it's taking you into that world. But not only that, speaking of building up the depth, if I pop this down, you can see that we've got these wonderful moulds.
They are amazing. I'm very, very proud. I'm proud all the time of our moulds, because every time we bring one out, we've got it to the very best that we can actually get it. But these shells, absolutely stunning. That's the shells that you actually get with the mould.
Look at that.
I mean, how real do they look?
I mean, they do look like shells. That is incredible. I can't believe that.
Absolutely stunning. That detail on there is really, really beyond incredible.
I was told that you shouldn't really take shells from the beaches now.
No.
Yeah, so now you can make your own. So, so many of us, we do love adding it. But looking at it with, introducing it with the artwork and the shells, looks so good though, Noreen.
So maybe if you were doing something like this, you could say, you know, when we're talking about those small designs, do something like this, set it into a shadow box.
Oh, yes.
And then we've used the outside of it, I've used some air dry clay. I've actually pressed the mould onto there to just leave that impression.
That's clever.
But then we've used all of the little shells, the seaweed, and the little design inside. So really, really usable. That's probably cost in total under £2.
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
I only go to cheap shops.
I love
but I
it.
use quality items.
But I mean, you do. I mean, at the end of it, it looks spectacular.
It does.
So look, you are getting the air dry clay as well, and this is very special. 200 grams of the air dry clay to work with your mould, to work with the imagery from the paper pad. That to me, for a £17 saving, $24.97.
Well, what we were saying earlier on is, if you look at the papercraft pad as a bonus, because that is $16.99.
Wow, and worth every penny.
Absolutely every penny. So what you're actually buying is your Hearty Soft clay, which is a 200 gram of pure delight, and then this fantastic mould. The mould is going to last you forever. It's really, it really is a good quality mould. And of course, because it's food grade, you can use it with...
I was going to ask you, so if you're into... And all we advise is, if you're going to use it for food, you keep it for food. If you're going to use it for crafting, you keep it for crafting.
Yes,
don't
you do.
Cross-contaminate.
So don't cross-contaminate, but you can use it with your melted chocolates, your toffees...
Stop it, Noreen, melted chocolate.
I know. I know.
There is a brand of melted chocolate.
This has got my name on.
And I love them.
Chocolate dipped into an ice cream cone. I mean, it just...
Oh, you're killing me. You're killing me.
I know, it's fabulous. Fabulous.
That.
But if you also wanted to do it with jewellery, why not do some with your ultra-thick embossing powder? Your resins, all of that
would look amazing.
It really would. It really would.
I'm sorry, I know you've seen this, but at home, just have a little think right now, because you're looking at it, using the shells for your crafting, but can you imagine that level of detail for your jewellery? Spectacular. If you wanted to use that for your chocolates, amazing. And the discount, by the way, we're approaching 70% of the stock. We are extremely busy for our one-day special.
Really, really not busy, and I just so want everyone to get it and enjoy it at this price, because there's never going to be this price again.
And you will, look, you will really enjoy this. 784-968, your item number. You're saving £17. $24.97 your price. That is absolutely incredible value for you when you consider what you're actually getting. Speaking of which,
I know.
This.
Well, what can I say?
Wait till you see this. Now, over half the stock has gone here. You're getting 8 of the most beautiful, intricate moulds, and when you use them and see the results, you will be blown away.
Just incredible. So you've got 8 amazing moulds. What I love about this is that we've got it on FlexiPay, because, you know, also, this is going to be, again, the only time you're ever going to get this. Saving £34.
Noreen, that is
I know.
An amazing saving, but for some incredible moulds. When you look at them, I mean, they're so usable, and they add a new dynamic to your paper crafting because you're using the air dry clay.
Yes.
It's not heavy, so it allows you to put it on your paper crafting, it allows you to put it on your home decor, your boxes. I mean, it's so versatile.
It really is stunning. And, you know, when we're talking about seaside, I think we've pretty well run the gambit and thought of everything we can think of.
Look at, oh, Noreen.
I know.
She's beautiful.
I think I'm going to put that on my
For a little girl,
granddaughter's door.
You could, that would look great.
Yeah.
If you did want to use these on cakes, we have got some pictures just to show you using the moulds for your cakes. So if you are into your baking, wow.
Now look, this is the first one that when we were testing the moulds, Doreen Thompson made this at work. Isn't that some doozy of a cake?
That is special.
I love it. Love it, Doreen. It's fantastic.
Now, we've got more for you.
Isn't that lovely? That's a cookie.
That's a gingerbread.
Yes.
No, Noreen, no way.
That's Terry Butler-Wood. I recognise her work. She's absolutely amazing. But yes,
it looks
using our
so
moulds.
good. You'd be afraid to eat it. But I would.
You know, the thing about it is we use them from novices like myself. I know I'm a professional crafter, but I still am a novice in lots of fields. But from novices right up to professional bakers, home decorators.
That says a lot.
They use our moulds.
That's
fantastic.
Look, what I would say, if you're at home, if you do like your crafting, if you do like your paper crafts, your home decor, your baking, you've got 8 of the most beautiful moulds. They're extremely usable. You can see the results. And for that saving, half the stock's gone here. £39.96 is your first flexi payment. So today, for that price, you're getting everything sent out to you, and then in 4 weeks' time, you pay the remainder. Or you can just pay the full price, £79.92. Your item number is 837729. Now, we have got Freedom discounts. If you're wondering what the perks are to Freedom membership, you get, check this out, these are huge, unlimited standard delivery. You're getting exclusive member discounts. So those two alone, well worth the price of Freedom membership. You're also getting your member's badge and your monthly newsletter. You might have actually claimed your Freedom membership as a bonus and part of our event that we held at the early part of January. So if you have just recently become a Freedom member, enjoy it. For me, the fact that you're getting unlimited standard delivery is huge, and do look out for the Freedom banners.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant.
Now, we have got some lovely stamps here, Noreen. Talk us through these.
So there's 2 sets of stamps, both polymer clay, so that so that you just can see through them when you're directing them. We've got large sentiments on them, large pictures on them, but we've also got lovely little embellishments as well. So whilst you've got your sentiments, you've also got your larger areas as well.
A good example here. Now have a look. So you've got that wonderful artwork. So that's effectively your topper, your showstopper, your feature piece, but then a nice sentiment to complement it. May your dreams come true, and hopefully this hour they are. So they're still all in that kind of whimsical feel. Even the script that they've used for the stamps are in that whimsical look. Ah, now you can just see there, look at this, with the dream. So showing, using the clay, using the moulds, how well they work with the stamps. Beautiful, beautiful
absolutely
designs.
Glorious, they really are. And again, as with the moulds, if you look after your stamps, clean them after every time you've used them, then they are going to last you. They're going to be, they are real good quality stamp that's going to last you.
For that price, $12.98. If we can take a look at the stamps, just see what you're getting from a crafty perspective.
Yes.
We just show. Let's just hold those there. If we just leave those there, Noreen, sorry, and we'll just get a good shot of those, because if you have a look, I mean, as a crafter, it's absolutely chock-a-block full of sentiments. You've got your happy birthday, your usable ones. You've got for you, complemented by that magical world. As Noreen was saying, it really takes you, you're delving into, and with love, I mean, you're going to be using that all the time.
That's gorgeous,
so, we're approaching 80% of this option has gone, so we are very
really
close to limited stock.
Sweet wishes, isn't that just a lovely sentiment in its own right? That can be quite generic for anything, can't it?
Do you know what's jumping out to me though, Noreen? The level of detail in the designs. I mean, they're real characters too, from the turtle, obviously, to our mermaid. You've got your sentiments. Look, we're busy for this option. 063008, your item number there. Approaching 80% of the stock. Next time you hear me talk about this, we will be limited. You can always go onto our website and shop ahead. The website is your friend. Have a look, have a peruse. It's about that time in the afternoon, 1 o'clock. I reckon we all need to stretch our legs. have a walk, a troll through the hallowed halls of Hochanda, you can see that we got loads of goodies up for grabs. So if you're looking for some fantastic moulds, we got you covered. We've also got some beautiful stamps and embellishments. Oh, we haven't even got to the pirate. By the way, later on we're going to be taking a look at the pirate. Janice and I will be, and he's spectacular. Okay, so what are we going to be doing then, Marie?
Okay, so I thought before we get on to actually making something, you know, to use, I just want to go through again the basics of using your moulds.
Perfect.
So this is the mermaid's tail that we're using here. So you dust it out with your corn flour, whether you're using sugar paste or whether you're using air dry clay. That's why I use the corn flour all the time. But it's important to make sure that you tap out the excess, because there's so much detail in those moulds. You don't want that corn flour to be trapped in there and stop the detail.
Okay.
So this is just some of the white clay that I've kind of coloured down. Colouring it, you can use acrylic paints, you can use food colours. If you're using gels or powders, you can use distress inks, so all manner of things you can use to colour it. So if you see, what I'm doing is I'm kind of pushing all of that clay down to one side, so we're tidying this as we go. This is the way to do it, because if you put a whole heap of clay over the top, you can't then follow the lines of it. So just follow around, it doesn't matter whether you start top or bottom. Scrape off the excess. Now it's important that you pull all of that clay back to within the walls of your mould. That is going to do two things. It's going to make the release of it much simpler, and it's also going to mean that you don't have anything other to do than admire that when you've finished it. Okay, so see how flexible that is. Now if your clay doesn't come out of the mould like that, then it's a little bit too wet. So what I would suggest is that you sit and just take a little bit more of the moisture out of it, but that is how it should look. Okay, so, and then we'll just release this. Isn't this just...
Noreen, that is
phenomenal. Know. Whoops, squashed that tail. Oh, there we go.
She's had an accident.
She's had an accident. But there we go.
Look at that.
Look at that. And then
whilst... scales.
Isn't it fabulous? Whilst it's wet, if you're going to put it, if you're drying it and putting it onto some kitchen towel, then you can manoeuvre that. So if I wanted that to have the tail up there, I would maybe use something like that. Just leave it to dry, so you can dry them. Once they're dry...
how long does it take to dry?
That would probably take 30 minutes. So can you see just the difference in the size? So that's a little bit of the moisture that's dried out of there.
We'll just have a look there, you can see. I mean, that is spectacular. The level of detail that you're getting with the scales. Now, if we did have some paints, or you're saying to actually, can we actually paint on top of this now to add detail?
Let me show you.
Okay.
So I wouldn't do it whilst it was still wet. But leave it to dry, and obviously in whatever
so just to remind everyone at home, how long does it take to dry?
That would probably take 30-40 minutes to dry, but always dry it on something absorbent like your kitchen towel. If you leave it on something non-absorbent, then the back is just going to stay wet. It takes much longer to dry. Okay, then let's go for it. We're just going to put some colour onto here. Now this is actually food colour, but really it doesn't matter. So I'm going to start that there.
That's just food colour? That works so well.
And then I'm going to bring some blue in the sides.
So good.
Let me just get this finished. So I'm going to rinse my brush, because I don't want to kind of contaminate the colours. Make sure I've got that dry, and then I'm going to go back in with some more of that green. So once you start painting that, can you see the shimmer?
Wow, and it's bringing out all the detail.
Doesn't it?
That is incredible.
It really is incredible.
And I wouldn't have thought to have used food colouring, but what a great tip.
It's because we have it in the craft room anyway when we're doing the cakes and things. But you can use your shimmer paints, you can use your Spectrum aquas, all of that kind of thing. So maybe we'll put a little bit of a different colour on the tail. Just add a little bit colour to it. So just put a little bit colour there, and then we're going to go in with the gold. So it just shows you that you can use pretty much anything. If I was painting with it, so obviously you can use these, which are food grade, or you can use your gels, or you can actually use a powder colour. But again, you see how that matches, how that blends in perfectly there.
Great for your paper crafts, but let me just throw this out at you. If you do like making your own or baking your own cakes, what about this? If you have a little one's birthday coming up, you saw how easy it was to make this little tail, to make the mermaid, and you've seen as part of the collection that we've got the details on offer now, you've got such a wealth of different designs to choose from, but they're so easy to work with. We're over 50% of the stock has gone here. Just look at that saving, £34 saving.
Never, ever, ever will that happen again.
Really?
Ever. No.
I need to get...
Not that kind of saving. No. That is just...
I need to get involved in this.
Incredible.
I'm right for my mum.
OK, then, so we've got that one done. What I also wanted to show you was the seahorse. So we're going to just dust out the seahorse. Now, the seahorse, if you look back on that cake that we've just done, that Doreen had made, the seahorse is actually really spectacular in as much that if you're doing a wedding cake and you want the two of them on top of the cake,
that would look really
they will
good.
fit back to back.
Oh,
so
nice imagery.
They're symmetric. Yeah.
It's quite regal. Something regal about them.
There really is. And it's kind of a fantasy, but it's romantic, isn't it? It's just really, really beautiful. So I'm doing exactly the same as I've done previously. So just make sure that you take that all the way down, really push that into your mould to get that detail taken out.
What's striking me, Noreen, is how easy they are to work with.
Just
so simple. With the air dry clay, you can put them on such a wealth of projects.
Massive amount of projects. So when we're doing this, one of the things that you might find is that because this turns really round on itself, that'll be the only place that you might need to persuade it.
I like that. Persuade it.
Just persuade it.
Have a little conversation.
You know you want to. There you go. There you go.
Nice.
So then that's going to come out like so. And I'm just going to make another one just so that I can show you that going back to back.
I'm blown away by the detail that you're able to get from those.
Isn't it super cool?
It really is.
Absolutely.
Though.
Now I need to get this right, so I need that. No, I need the same bit.
Okay.
Don't I?
That one? Would it be the top one?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
I always get that mixed up. So that's a good thing about it. Any mistaking, just
roll it out again.
OK then, so we'll just start at the nose and get that nice and straight in there, and then just stop by pushing all of that fabulous clay
working your way down
into that fabulous mould. All of the detail, all of the hard work's been done for you. So we really, really want you to enjoy these and get the very best out of your moulds that you can, and I know that you're going to.
Well, you're getting straight to the fun bit, effectively, because once you're pushing it out, it doesn't take long to do, then you're colouring it, then you're employing it into a design.
And you know, whilst I love creating, there's no way that I could ever sculpt.
No.
Absolutely no way. That is totally,
that level of detail,
totally beyond me. I really couldn't do it. I couldn't even make a matchstick figure. But this, I couldn't. I really, honestly, I'm just talentless where it comes to sculpting. But because Katie Sue's done all of the hard work for us.
Really have,
That's just going to...
Now, you are getting the mould with a one-day special. I just need to give you fair warning. So we're 19 minutes into the show. We are over 70%. When you consider what you are getting, that fantastic paper pad, 40 sheets in there. You're getting 80 toppers of the most beautiful designs. You're getting 200 grams of the white air-dry clay, and you're getting this phenomenal mould as well. So all of that for £24.97. Phenomenal value and a spectacular saving, £17. The one we're working with, you've got the seaside moulds as well. Do you remember we've got the other set for you where you've got a set of 8 beautiful moulds which we're featuring here?
So if I had left that to dry, so you can see again the difference in the size.
All right,
If I had left that to dry, then I would have to put some glue on one side to get it to go together. But because these are both still wet, they will just go together beautifully. So just a little bit of pressure.
A little bit of coaxing.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And then we can start and just bring that in. They're just so, so cute.
Now, here's one that you've actually made.
Yeah, we can take the top off that.
Yeah. Let's have a little look.
There we go.
Oh, do you mind?
And that was Margaret had done that, actually.
Margaret, showing you same technique that Noreen's just demonstrated. So putting the seahorse together That is so good. But look at the detail that you're getting in each of the moulds. I mean, everything. That is one thing that really stands out. The fact they're very versatile, very easy to use, but the level of detail. You said it beautifully, Noreen, that all the hard work's done for you.
Yes. Yes, it has been. So you get the pure pleasure of being able to create whatever it is you want to create. I just want to quickly show you how
so
you would make one of
the...
This is from the one day special. It's also in other bundle as well.
Yeah.
So again, just dust out with your corn flour, tap out the excess.
Yeah.
So for anyone who hasn't seen it, I haven't mixed this in properly because I just wanted to give this a little bit shading.
Okay, lovely.
So imagine how many shells we're going to be able to get out that 200-gram bag. So again, that just pops out.
Oh, that's
absolute
that looks so
perfection,
realistic,
doesn't it? It really, really is superb.
These ones have been made earlier, just showing you all the different
they can be
ones.
any colour you want them to be. But when you're thinking embellishments, just think how much. And I've actually done it. I bought a pack of shells to do some home decor before.
Gonna pop this down?
It's quite expensive.
Yeah. I can't
so you know
believe
that you've got them.
How quickly you made that, though.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, Noreen, in what,
do you want
under
to make
a minute?
one?
Yeah.
Go on.
I do.
Yeah.
Oh, it's where it all goes wrong.
No, it doesn't. So we'll do this large one. So just with your cornstarch, tap out the excess. There we go. So start at one end and just push it all down.
Okay. So I'm going to pull it back in.
Yep. So turn that around and then you'll be able to push that down.
Right.
That's it. So push it. That's it.
And then we're tearing away.
Yep.
So let me just... I will clean up the edges.
No, that's fine.
And I'll push it back in. So you're saying you're pulling back off the top, so you're
and then just push all of the excess over to one side and scrape off the excess.
Okay. All right, I will scrape it off.
So make sure that you can see the outside edge of that. That's it.
Got
That's great. Then scrape that
away
like that. That's it.
Got it.
Pull that back to within the walls of your mould.
You're a good teacher then, Maria. All right.
There we go.
Okay, I'm happy with that.
Okay, ready for the reveal.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
I'm feeling good. Now, this is the first time I've ever done anything like this. And if I can do it, anybody can do it. Oh, you get one of those. Come on.
Fantastic.
If I can do it, anyone can do it. Trust me. But that's the thing. So quick to do.
I know, and isn't it lovely to do? You just think
so satisfying.
Yes.
Oh.
Absolutely love it.
All right, that's it. Ben, floor manager, get me my phone and placing my order right now. Come on. Details on your screen for the one-day special. Very, very busy for this. If you do want to place the order, the fastest way to do it is online, hochanda.com. 75% of the stock. We've still got final call to happen at 5 o'clock. So right now, we've just 24 minutes into the hour. Very busy for this.
Okay, so we were talking earlier about one of my favourite shops.
Yeah.
Where you just spend one round coin.
Yep. There we go. Couldn't have said it any better.
Well, actually, I flew caution to the wind and I spent 2.
What? Now you calm down now, Nora.
I know. So what I've done is I bought this at a craft fair.
Okay.
It's not a real lichen or a moss. It's a plastic.
Okay.
So what I've done is I've glued it around the outside edge because I wanted to have that kind of seaweedy look.
It's got a nice feel to it,
hasn't it? Yeah. That was 50p. You see, I go mad with all my spending, don't I?
But so, at the end of it, what you know, you're showing the box.
Yeah.
Where we did that. How do you describe
the shadow box?
The shadow box.
Yes.
And it looks spectacular.
It really does.
Yeah.
It does. So when we're talking about maybe crafting and making things for your friends, and so this is one that I've done.
Wow.
And because I know things were selling out so quickly, I thought I'd best get a shimmy on and get some decorating done. So you can see that this is, I've just glued that on.
Yeah.
So then all it is about is just assembling.
Yeah.
You can see I painted all of these. What I've actually got there is a couple of the oysters that were made earlier on.
That's good.
Aren't they cute? Now that was from, remember that shell that you made?
Yeah.
That was from that. I've just flattened it out a little bit more, arched it a little bit, and then put some pearls in. The colours that you see on the back are just the colours that I've had, odd bits of clay, but then when I painted them, you know, you get this.
But this is the fun bit because you really bring it to life. You're creating your own scene and telling a story.
And why I wanted the seahorse to be double-sided is because I want him kind of so you can see him in the mirror.
Yeah.
So we're just going to put some silicone there.
While you're doing that, Noreen, you know those stamps that were proven very popular?
Yeah.
We need to tell you they are now limited stock. So our set of 2 beautiful stamps, the Mermaid Dream stamps, are now limited stock. They're gonna go. I told you the next time I spoke about them, they'd be limited. Next time we speak about them, they're gonna be gone. So please, if you want these, put them in your basket. We've only got 10% of our stock remaining.
Wow. So really this is the fun bit, and if you're in any doubt before you glue, and this is what I always do, I kind of just play around with it a bit and see, you know, where I think that might go, where I think that might go. So it might look like it's kind of random, but you know, we're just filling in the spaces.
I like your style, Noreen.
You like my style? Have I got a style like?
I like your style. Right. And you craft with a smile on your face, which is always
I love it. I love it because I'm able to achieve something that I would have thought was totally unachievable for me. Actually making something, being proud of it and saying to someone, look, this is for you, I've made it for you. It's just so easy. And obviously these can be done way in advance. I'm just going to bend that over into there. Maybe we should have a little bit of the... Yes, we'll have a few pearls here.
Now, for those of you who are quite observant at home, you might have heard the dulcet tones of a die-cut machine. That's you're only getting set for a next hour. It's all right.
That's all right.
She's looking forward to it.
We don't mind. So I'm going to have, I'll have a little fish up there. So you can do as much or as little.
So have you used the food colouring to paint these?
Yes, I have.
That works so
Doesn't
well.
it just? Doesn't it just?
Yeah.
So I'm going to hide that mermaid's tail, so I want it to look like she's just diving into the seaweed.
The Starlight Imagination Crafts, the Starlight paint would work great on this.
It would, yes.
I have used, by the way.
Oh, have you?
So I'm going to post a picture because Sue very kindly gave me some Starlights to use on my mirror. I was trying to cover up. My mirror had been mirrored behind us when you get lines behind your mirror.
Yes.
It works a treat, so I'll be posting a picture on my Facebook page about that.
So there we go. You don't need to be using every mortal thing, but
I think food colouring is something a lot of us have already got in our cupboards. So just use that. It works so well.
I think the food colouring I would use is either... This is kind of... I hesitate to say it's a liquid because it's not really as such. It's more paste or jellified. The other thing that you can use is the food colour that we've got. I've actually got some here.
Do you mind if I show everyone this?
No, I don't. Yeah, that's fine.
Just look. Now, you could be doing this at home and say...
And that's probably cost £2.
Let's see if we can see Janice.
£2.50. Wow, hello, that's a good one.
And where's Ben? Floor manager Ben is... He's hiding. Oh, it's back to
Janice again.
Sorry, thank you, Janice.
Go on, Ben.
Wait, Ben's with
No,
Ben.
you've got him now, that's it. Perfect in picture.
There you go. But beautiful. Can I just say, absolutely stunning.
So
really
simple
nice.
to do. So this is... Again, this is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about powder food colour. So I wouldn't use liquids, I would use a gel or I would use a powder. Now, one of the things you can do with this, what can I use? I'm going to use... What am I going to use? Something like this. So if you were just to dip your finger into that powder and just get that on, then you can actually use it as a lustre.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. But if you wanted to use it as a paint, this is my emergency vodka.
Always works well.
It does. And why we use that
Every
is
crafter needs it.
because in cake...
Looks like gold.
I know. In cake, if you use a white spirit, I'm talking... Gin, vodka, Bacardi.
Is that really vodka?
Yeah.
Look, can I have a smell? I'm not going to drink it.
You don't trust us, do you?
No, I thought you were joking. It is. It's vodka. Okay.
Why we use vodka? Because if you were using it to decorate a cake, so say this is sugar paste, we're using it to decorate a cake. If I'd added water to that, it would obliterate all that beautiful detail. Vodka, whether it's going in me or on the cake, it evaporates very quickly.
I love that. I love that.
So it doesn't leave any taste, and it, you know, if you use it for children's parties, it doesn't leave any alcohol content. But that is why you would use that. But that
looks like liquid gold.
Isn't it just
Can we see that on the tail, or is that too wet?
Yeah, I can do it.
Oh, that looks so good.
Isn't it fab?
All right, now please, and so many of you are going for the one-day special, please, please, please try this technique, because that is a win.
Yeah, I forgot I had that to go on there as well, so maybe we'll use that another time. But yes, that's absolutely perfect. So I do use gels and powders for everything.
Just going to show you here. Have a look at that. And you could... That looks so good, Noreen. Okay, we're going to be pausing here just for a moment. We're going to do a recap, then we're coming straight back to you, I promise.
Okay,
I'm loving this hour, Noreen. It's really good. You can always go to our website and get ahead. We are busy on our phone lines. The fastest way to order right now is on our website, so please feel free to have a little peruse. It's just hochanda.com. If you are stuck in the queues, I can only apologise for that. We will try and get through to you as soon as possible. A lot of you are going for the one-day special, and I am not surprised. Janice, how good is this?
Oh, this is fabulous. You know, so many different ways you can use this as well.
Yeah.
We've just been watching some of the demonstrations, but it's very, very tactile. It's easy to use as well.
Very easy, and you saw that.
Yeah, well, so you're using it for the first time.
If I can do it, anyone can do it.
Yeah, but it is versatile in so many different ways, because we can decorate cards with this. We can decorate, as we've just seen there, there's wonderful mirrors. We can create areas to put lights in as well, which I think look rather magical as well. If you put these over a mirror around a picture frame, it makes all the difference, doesn't it?
So I went to a stately home. I'm trying to remember what it was. It was part of the National Trust, and they'd created a whole room using, it was 40,000 seashells that someone had collected throughout their life. It's incredible. I've really got to remember. It was... Oh, I think it was
somewhere.
No, it was. I know it. It was Basildon Manor. Basildon Manor, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So have a look at that. Anyway, right now, what I would say with this one-day special, Janice, what strikes me first of all, the paper pad.
Yes.
How much you're getting in there. So
okay, let's take a look at this. Let's just lift this up so we can see at home. So many different bases that we've got here to work through. Let me just get that and pop that over there.
You're getting 32 A5 toppers. You're getting 48 A6 toppers, and you're getting 12 mermaid decoupage with sentiments in there as well. So that's 80 toppers in total. But look at the detail.
I love the detail on this. I love the colours as well, which look spectacular. And we've got these lovely colours that go together, almost as if you've got a light in there that you'll see there, and that wonderful way it glitters in the light just here in the studio. So when you put this onto your different areas, onto your cards, and really bring your creations to life. I mean, look at that. Absolutely beautiful. And it's a real fine detail as well, which I love about this. And I love the way the accents on there. Fine detail, but absolutely beautiful.
You know what's interesting, Janice? Hearing Noreen talk about the actual process of developing this, so what Katie Sue did, they were so conscious of thinking from a crafty perspective, giving you all that space. So if you did want to use your die cut, you can do that. They're very versatile as images.
Yes, they are. You know, you can cut around the edge of the image if you want to. You can use more of the white, maybe add some of the shells around the outside, which would be really, really nice.
So if you've got any favourite die cuts out there, you can use them.
Yeah, and just going through these different images in there. Again, beautiful, rich colours, really, really lovely. And I love the way we've got the little added extra detail on here of the shellfish and the little fish around there as well. And we've got the clam, we've got the happy birthday sign coming out of there.
Just to let you know, our website is currently down. I'm so sorry for that, but you can give us a call right now if you want to place an order. There are 2-minute queues, and they're only going to grow, so if you do want to order, right now's the time to get onto your phones. 784-968, your item number. So write that down, and I will let you know as soon as the website's back up. I can only apologise for that. So you're getting a mixture of designs. We're seeing here the 2, but you are getting the smaller size as well, where you got 4 of the same designs on there.
Yeah, it can. And also what we can do with these, we can use these with the decoupage as well. So we can build up those images if you're feeling adventurous and you want to take your time cutting around those wonderful images. But of course you can use these in different ways. This is one of my favourites as well, because it almost looks 3D, doesn't it, with the detail on there, and it's the attention to detail that we love about these. We really do.
But they work so well, Janice, when you actually see them in a finished example. So just have a look. Say, using your favourite, and Noreen called it, and she's so right. So if you do have a favourite die that you want to incorporate into the design, you can do that. Or what about taking it into a different level? That is... Now, we're working on the outside, on acetate. And then inside there's a little secret as well. But you can, now this is the beauty of working with the air dry clay. Because it's light, from a crafty perspective, you're not adding a lot of weight, so if you're posting, it's not going to cost you a fortune. And it's robust, it's really sturdy, so when you are sending it through the post, it's not going to break up once it's dry.
Yeah, that's what we love about this. You can create a card like this, and it does look as though it's got a lot of weight to it, but it is incredibly lightweight, which of course, if you're sending this through the post, helps on the postage price. But look at the detail that we've got on here as well. These are so light. Once they're dry, they really are incredible. And the detail again, the level of detail on these, even if you don't actually put any paint on there, it just looks absolutely beautiful. If we just turn that to the side, you can see the depth that we have with that. I think that's just absolutely incredible, and a joy to make, but also a joy to receive.
You touched on something, you know, you're talking about the realism.
Yeah.
Just have a look now, have a look at this. If you have just tuned in, what? They look like real shells. Are you kidding? It looks like you've gone down to the beach and picked up shells, which apparently, Janice, did you know this? You're not allowed to do.
Yeah,
you shouldn't take shells.
No, you shouldn't. You know, this is the environmentally friendly way to have these shells within your home in different areas. Yeah, it's really important to leave them there because they're used, you know, in so many different ways in the environment with nature. What I'd like with something like this, I'd probably put some little lights in there, some little LED lights, which I think will look absolutely gorgeous, or some nice, wonderful coloured sand as well, just sort of like raise that up in different styles of colours. You know, the different layered sand and the different colours that you can get.
You've been to Mauritius?
Learn that up. No, never.
Okay, there's a place called the Seven Sands of Chamarel.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Very nice.
3 hours to drive there. It all looked the same colour. I was gutted. Anyway, 3 hours.
That's why you need
in a taxi with no aircon.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, one day special, £24.97. You're saving £17. We are extremely busy for the one day special. We should be busy for the one day special. When you consider what you're getting 200 grams of that fantastic white air dry clay. You're getting that fantastic mould, the beautiful, intricate detail that you're getting from those seashells, and the paper pad, which Noreen was quite right to point out. With that saving, effectively, you're getting the paper pad thrown in as a bonus. That paper pad alone would cost you £16. Look at that saving. OK, now we have got a selection of the most beautiful moulds here.
Yeah, we really have. And again, we can use these for cake decorations. Don't cross-contaminate. That's really important, as we've said before. So if we are using these with the air drying clay, absolutely perfect. Do keep them separate. Maybe just put something onto the back of that particular mould so you know that that's the one that you're using for the clay.
That's a really good idea. I like
really
that, Janice.
important. But again, the level of detail, you can use these in various different ways. I love the way that we've got the different food dye on there as well, which is great to use. But the different colours really bring those seahorses to life. They really do.
So now here's the thing, if you're looking to use it for your crafting, fantastic. Say you've got some tags, some MDF boards, a box, a frame, you can incorporate that, but also you can use it for your cake making as well.
Now, we're really busy for this. 60% of the stock has already gone. It doesn't surprise me. I think any age can use this. I mean, under supervision as well for the younger members of the family, but I think it's so creative. And I think the more you use this, the more creative you'll get, and the better that you'll become in painting all these wonderful fishes that are on here, and using different colours as well to really bring them alive.
Look, there was a well-known animation, we can't say names, where there was a little fish trying to find a little fish. You know what I'm talking about?
I do, yes.
I mean, there you can make a cake in that vein. Or what about this? What I would say, just if you are, because so many of my friends now, they've got kids and they're starting to make their own birthday cakes.
Yes.
It's not easy to do.
No.
Right? But with the moulds, suddenly, with a bit of food dye, put that on top of a cake, it looks spectacular.
Yeah, you've got all of those details there. I think they'll also be nice for hanging decorations as well.
Yes.
You know, like collages and things like that. So many different ways that you can create some amazing, amazing details. And the weight of this is unbelievable. It's light as a feather.
It is. But the weight of the design as well. That's a heavy
but we've got
design.
those wonderful 3D effect on there. If you just turn that to the side, you can see those tails just coming out of that sea and coming out of that beautiful design with the pebbles at the bottom here and the different parts of the ocean, but just really bringing that to life.
And what about this? I mean, they are so usable.
And I'd use that as a dream catcher. Hence the dream.
Adding the dream catcher.
Yeah.
Clever.
Yeah, you see.
Hey. $79.92 your price. Now, can I just say the website is currently down. I'm so sorry about that. I promise I'll tell you when the website's back up, but if you do want to place your orders, as Janice said, we're at 60% of the stock here. Your item number's on your screen. Give us a call. 837-729, your item number. I know we're normally saying we're very busy, go online, but now, the times, if you haven't called for a while, give us a call. Chat to the call centre. They are lovely. Our call centre is actually based in the same building as us. I tell you, if you are going to call, can you just say hello to the call centre from Janice and I, because they're such a lovely team. Okay, so...
yeah. Janice and Yanis say hi.
Hello.
It's actually, this show's really interesting because we've got, as you know, some people in our ears telling us different pieces of information, and they're going, Yanis, Janice, Janet. And I'm like, is it Yanis or Janice?
Oh, they haven't given me one that works yet.
Oh, maybe I'm Yanis and Janice all rolled into one. Now, we've got some fabulous stamps as well, because if you don't want to use these in a 3D design, you've got the chance to use these as stamps on your cards, making those beautiful designs as well, which is fabulous.
I mean, they are so usable as a design, so if you want to make a card for a little one, great artwork as well, scrapbooking, journaling, for that price. Now, put your crafty head on. I know we've got such a great bunch of crafters, part of our Hochanda family. £12.98 when you're getting 2 stamp sets there, rich in detail. You've got sentiments that work so well, and we're busy for this, Janice.
Yeah, we are. We're limited stock on this, so don't wait around to order these. I would definitely get these orders, get them home, and start using them. Limited stock.
Next time we talk about these, they're going to be gone. Oh, now this next option, wait for this. You're going to love it. Our pirate. Yeah. How great does our pirate look?
And do you know why these are so popular?
Go on.
Because they are.
Oh, that's very good.
Yeah, that's really bad. Maybe I should hold that one up that says, beware. Yes, beware of the bad jokes. Oh, but these are gorgeous, aren't they? They really are. You know, for boys and girls, I think they just add something that extra special. If you're having a party, for example, you can create some amazing different moulds for parties, for badges, for example, for table decorations. Or, of course, if you're using these for food, if you're using them for chocolate, if you're using these for biscuits as well, if you imagine this, and then creating those biscuits, remember, don't cross-contaminate those moulds. But I think that would be absolutely fantastic for a child's party.
It's the level of detail that you're able to get. I think that is nothing short of phenomenal. It really is. For £12.99, and you're getting 2 of the most beautiful moulds. You are getting the pirate, and you're also, just to give you the details there, £12.99 your price, 592 453 item number, and then you're getting all the accessories, the pirate accessories too.
Yeah, 24-hour, one-day special on all of this, and we've got some great demonstrations coming up.
We do. Janice, thank you so much. We're going to be getting back to our demonstrations now.
So I'll see you a little later on.
You can always have a look at Freedom Membership as well. Take a look. Now, if you're wondering, well, Janice, what is Freedom Membership? Well, I'll tell you. As a Freedom member, you are getting unlimited standard delivery. You are getting exclusive member discounts. Those 2 perks alone are massive. Can you just imagine? Just take a moment and think. Throughout the month, if you bought 3 things with us, how much are you going to be spending on postage and packaging? Freedom members don't have to worry about that. And where it really comes into its own, and please, please, please take note of this, we've got a craft price drop at 7 o'clock with myself. Now, during the craft price drop hour, you'll see some phenomenal prices. Freedom membership applies to craft price drop hours as well, so think how much you would save there. So Freedom membership, well worth checking out. What are we going to do next, Nori?
OK, I'm just doing something a little bit different with a couple of these toppers. So first of all, what I decided was, because she's on a swing, I wanted to extend that, so we can see from here I've kind of just cut an extra couple of little pieces where I wanted on.
Nice.
So that was that bit, and then this bit, because we've got loads of space around here, and I wanted it to be folded back, so I wanted to make like a bit of a concertina.
Gotcha.
So what I've done there is I've taken it to the right outermost depth
and just given it a score,
and then I've scored it and folded it down like that.
So Noreen, this is when you were talking about before with the paper pad. You've put so much effort. Kate Stu has worked so hard to give you designs that allow it to be crafted.
Absolutely, and because of the weight of the paper, 170 GSM, it's absolutely brilliant. Because of that weight, it allows you to do so many different things that you might be restricted with other papercraft pads. So then I thought, right, OK then, so we'll put some acetate on and we'll make it acetate.
Lovely.
But because I've folded it, now one of the things that we can do, so if I was to stick this onto there like that, you can then decide whether you want it quite flat, so that it's just going to open out like that, or whether you want it bowed. So that was how. Okay. So that's what we're going to do.
Have you opted for the bow?
Yes.
Good, because I like the bow.
It's just like me.
Can I just tell you that 80% of the one-day special has gone. The reason why that is such a big bit of news is because we're 45 minutes into this show. We've still got the final call in the 5 o'clock hour. I can't tell you whether the one-day special is going to last until the end of the final call. If you want it, now's the time to place your order.
Okay then, so this can be the tricky bit. So I'm just going to place that inside there and then push that down.
Yeah.
So as I was saying, that would determine the width or the depth of that. So we're going to have this board. But before we do that, I want to just add a few little different bits and pieces in, just because I can.
Okay.
So with this, I thought, yes, I want her on a swing. But I didn't want it kind of just floating in midair. So what I did there was, you can see, hope you can see, I've marked it with a pen just so that you would be able to see where I'm going to actually cut that. So we're going to cut that, and then it was that bit. We're going to cut that.
Very clever, Noreen.
And then we can just push those through.
Crafty.
It's just, when you think about it, and honestly, I'm in a very privileged position where I do see lots and lots of other crafters, I'm going to put that a bit wider, lots of other crafters who inspire me. So we're, you know, a fantastic design team, and of course, because we're looking on the cakes, I can look at a cake and think, yeah, I could do that on card. Or I could do that in a room box, I could do it in a shadow box, whatever it is we're wanting to do.
But that's what I love about the crafting community. Everyone's so generous with their inspirations.
They really are.
I have to say, though, I think as a crafter, you come up with some fantastic ideas, though, Noreen.
Well, it's because I'm kind of, as I say, in a very privileged position where I can see an awful lot of what's going on around the design team are sending. And we do have an amazing craft design team, but we do also have an amazing cake design team. So there we go. Great. So that looks
really
a little bit better, and I'm just going to glue that onto the back.
What you are getting, and it's worth pointing out with the paper pad as part of the one-day special, so you're getting 80 toppers in total, but you're getting backgrounds in there, so you can suddenly build up the depth of your entrance. You've got sentiments in there too.
So of course I'm going to arch that so that you can have that a little bit free-flowing. Nice. We might have another little bit of a fish going on around there. But, you know, you can do whatever it is you want to do. And, of course, you're going to get your seashells. And I know the seashells have sold out on their own.
So, yeah, individually, you are getting the seashells as part of the one-day special. I'm so sorry that our website is down. I know that must be frustrating at home. We will tell you the minute it's up and running.
Come on, Janice.
At the moment, I know.
Come on, Janice. What are you doing?
Can I just say that the fastest way to order right now is, well, the only way to order is on our phone lines. But the phone lines obviously are extremely busy. I promise we'll get through to you as soon as possible. Pick up the phone if you want this, though. Over 80% of the stock. See, what I love now, using the fish and the seashells really brings life to the image behind them.
It does, and it gives it that 3D element straight away.
This is beautiful.
So, now if I was going to be putting anything else on there, I would glue that on first. So I'm going to use a bit of the silicone gel just to put some on the outside edge. It'll stick easier with it being up against the acetate, so I don't want to hide too much, so we can have that there.
Lovely.
And maybe have a fish at the top there.
Yes. Having a little swim.
Yeah. Oh, no, I always put him on upside down.
He could be an upside down fish.
Oh, no, we can't be doing that. We'd be too confused.
He could.
One of us is enough. You can't have any more confusion. Oh, I think I'm going to leave it at that.
That's a win. Now, we're using the fish and the corals from our collection of 8 beautiful seaside moulds, where you're getting a staggering saving. £34 saving.
That's
busy, though. We're approaching 2/3 of the stock.
Madness. But, you know, as I say, this is a one-time purchase. And trust me, if you can get it at the bargain that you're going to get it at, or if you can even get this double-sided tip off here, it's so worthwhile. It really is. You're not going to regret it. You're going to find that you're going to use it time after time after time.
It's going to serve you in whatever crafting you enjoy.
It is. Right, so I'm going to stick that down onto there, and then what I've got there is the background, so I'm just going to stick that down onto there, and I should have had an insert and I haven't, but there we go. Okay. So, such is life. And then place that down. So it is a little bit rushed, I do apologise.
Okay, no, don't apologise at all. I know we're the ones rushing you. So at home you can take a bit more time. But, Noreen, now you've just come up with that, what, in 5 minutes? Yeah. That's incredible.
So it,
you know, looks so good. That is a win.
It's just fun. It's absolute fun, and that's what we need. We need fun in craft.
You're really able to delve into the world, so whether you want it for your paper crafting or for your cakes. Now, by the way, you can use these as food-grade moulds. You can use them for the cakes. What about these for cupcakes? That is such a good idea.
Fantastic. What? Now, we're talking about fun.
I need a cupcake like that in my life. So you can use them for your cupcakes, for your cakes. You can use them for chocolate as well. But all we say is, please, 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 if you're using these for your cakes, you don't cross-contaminate. They're just for cooking. And if you use them for your crafting, just for crafting. Right, now, one-day special.
Yes.
So busy.
Yeah, we are extremely busy for this. One of my favourite samples is this that you've created
and this
here.
Is Margaret Waters did
that.
I
think this is lovely. Let's just move this to the top. You'll see the shells. Now, we've not coloured any of these, is that right? So it's just the air-drying clay there, but we still get all those fabulous details.
The realism.
They look real.
Yes.
Yeah, they really do. So don't be afraid to leave them without any painting.
Exactly. Exactly. There's nothing necessary. If you want to colour it, then that's fine, but you want to do it just plain, then they're absolutely perfect.
Yeah, maybe you could use that just as you're starting off to use them as well. And I love the fact we've got this seahorse in here. It reminds me of a game that I used to play when I was younger, where we had the fish and we used to fish them out on
a little magnet.
Yeah, on a little magnet.
Yeah, we could make some of that.
So maybe we could make some.
Do that with the kids.
Good
idea.
There you see, Janice.
Coming up with ideas.
Can I just ask about anyone's not used the clay before, Noreen? So what makes that clay so special?
This clay, when we were first starting with moulds and going into papercraft, I used an awful lot of clay. And what I did find is that there's varying degrees, you know, as with anything. There's good quality and there's maybe not so good quality. So this one, because it is so smooth, it's so lightweight, you can use it straight out of the packet. Sometimes an air dry clay can be a little bit fibrous, so to get detail like we've got here with the shells, it needs to be as smooth as you possibly can, and then you get a perfect. If you want to paint it as well, you get that lovely finish.
And once it's dry, it's so
brilliant.
strong as well. You can toast it and not worry about it breaking.
Nope.
If you do want some more clay, details at the bottom of your screen, £9.99. Your item number 098689. Now, just to recap some popular items that you've been enjoying, we have the collection of 8 seaside moulds. Very busy here. Talk us through these, Janet.
Yeah, these are a great way of making different designs, whether it be for cards, whether it be for collages. We've got the lovely sea horses there, we've got the shells, we've got the sea huts as well, which are fabulous. I really love the way that we can use this for making designs in our crafting studio, but we can also use them for baking as well when we put that food in. But of course, don't cross-contaminate.
Very true. Now, you can take advantage of the flexi payment option as well, so that divides that price in half. $79.92 is your price, but you can, as I say, break that down into more manageable lumps if you do want to go for your flexi payment. I just held your hand there, Noreen, I'm sorry. $39.96. 837-729, your item number. Very busy for that option. We've also got the coloured modelling clay. So we're just talking about the fact that this clay, how great it is to work with, how easy it is to work with. Now we've already got the colour established. So you've got magenta, blue and green, $11.99 the price. Did you want to say something?
Yeah, and why we've got those colours, the smaller packs, because the white is very, very difficult to colour down to a depth of beautiful dark reds, rich blacks, dark greens, but you can then add white to those dark colours to bring them up through the spectrums. So you end up having to add too much product to the white to get it to that density.
Got you, so that's why you're using that. $11.99 your price. This is your orange, brown and yellow, 021098, your item number, and this is another option, black, red and dark green there. All showing the same item number, so if you did go for more than one option, you're only spending 1 P&P. Now, a one-day special proving extremely popular. It's really captured the imagination of the whole team. I know you've loved it, Janet.
Yeah, I really have. And with the clay itself, how long does it take to dry?
If you're doing little shells, they can be dry in 30 minutes. So if you're doing the larger ones, maybe you're going to take 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Certainly under an hour.
So it's something you can do collectively as a family, get your friends around, and you will create that day.
And if you were doing maybe having a seaside theme for a wedding or something.
Got to interrupt you because we've finished the hour. I'm so sorry. Look, thank you so much for joining us. Can we be back at 5?
5.
Please join Noreen back at 5 for the final call. Thank you so much, Janice.
I'll see you at 4.
Thank you. See you in a moment.
Hi, I'm Hayley from Craft Yourself Silly, and we're really excited to still be working with you guys here on Hochanda. We were there from the very, very beginning, and we're still bringing you lots of really exciting soft crafts. We design and manufacture all of our kits and all of our fabrics here in the UK, and we love bringing them to you. So if you're an experienced sewer or you're just starting out in soft crafts and sewing, join us. There's tips and fabrics for everybody. Make sure you don't miss our shows and come and craft yourself silly on Hochanda.
Hi, I'm Emma.
And I'm Pam.
And we're from Quilters Trading Post. We've been open since 2007, so we're coming up to 10 years now.
We started our business in Cambridge, really, with a long arm quilting machine. We decided we wanted to make a proper business of it, so we bought a shop in this area. We soon grew out of that because we became successful, and we bought a school, and now we're in the school.
We have 4 parts to our business. We have the quilting service, we run workshops, we sell patchwork and quilting threads, fabrics and notions, and we do patterns and books. That's our newest thing, and our favourite being our Crafters Carry-On.
We've really enjoyed being on Hochanda. It's made us famous, really. We've got lots of people who now come into the shop and tell us that they've seen us, and that they've enjoyed the demonstrations, and they've watched us over and over again.
Make sure you don't miss our shows here on Hochanda.
Hello, I'm Phil Martin. I'm a member of the Creative Expressions team. Sentimentally Yours is my brand of photopolymer and rubber stamps, and I also have my paper pads and Cosmic Shimmer products that coordinate perfectly. I'm really looking forward to seeing you all on Hochanda, so please join me for my show where I can share some of my hints and tips with you.
Hello there and welcome back. Now that little jingly tune going on.
I know.
You might
no
have
jingle.
No, people might have forgotten though. It's 2 o'clock.
I know.
They never hear jingle or without.
We always hear the jingle. I've actually, because I don't think, I didn't do it last week, so it means I haven't heard that jingle for a while. I've forgotten how it goes. It doesn't, I don't need
I know that we do that though. We go when it's we just have to fill in the gaps really.
We can do that, can't we, between us already?
That's what we get paid to do. No, thank you for joining us. Of course, it's the second instalment of Let Leonie Loose. She was here at 11 o'clock this morning. If you did miss that, you can go back and watch on Rewind. But we've got different products that we're featuring on during this hour.
Absolutely. I wanted to mix it up because we had such a lot of products from Marianne Designs. And I love the fact that Marianne Designs give us a real wide range. Yes. So this morning we're very pretty, you know, gorgeous dyes. This afternoon, the dyes and embossing folders are gorgeous. And I am absolutely gutted I didn't get a bit more time to play because this is stunning. The detail they cut is stunning. So you have got these, but we've got some really cool stamps and things as well. Okay. So it's a completely different show.
Lovely, and it's a good idea because obviously so many different elements, and some of the elements that were on the 11 o'clock show are still featuring on the website. why not check out on the website and perhaps jump ahead. But we've got some brilliant prices, fabulous deals, as you can see there already with this dye for Freedom members. Now, I will mention Marianne Designs coming from Holland, is it?
Yes.
So
yep,
8 days, 8 days delivery, we're saying, with regards to these, just to be on the safe side. If we can get them to you any quicker, we'll certainly try our hardest, but that's what we're giving as a guideline. These are quite unusual.
These are beautiful.
Dies and embossing folders.
Now, when I picked these up, I did think it was all one, but they're not. They are separate.
Oh.
That actually comes off, so it's a separate die. It gives you loads of different options because you've got one die here, which gives you the detail. You've got another die there, which will give you a border if you want to. However, that does cut an edge. So it's up to you how you use it. You might want to cut an edge so it fits in with the edge of the embossing folder, you see. Can you see?
Oh, right.
So you might want to cut that, but you might want the detail of the die. So it gives you that option. And now, I haven't had a chance to play with these proper, but I have had a chance just to emboss them, just so you can see
I
what
like
it looks like.
this is explaining the concept to us.
And it's so pretty. It's important to see it. So you can just emboss it if you want. If you want to use that separate die, you can do. So you can just lift that out. But look at the detail of that. Sorry, do it like that. Look at that die. That die is absolutely beautiful. And this stays in the card. So you can do lots of different techniques. I'll show you a quick technique as our first demonstration. Just do a quick technique with it. It does allow you to do different things. Honestly, for that price, because that is a big die.
Yeah,
you know, for that price.
Good size embossing folder too as well.
Yeah, and I think when you've got a Freedom price on that, that is absolutely exquisite. Love that collection.
Beautiful. Love the design there. And of course, you've got the feature of the, I love those vertical stripes. Very classy look, that.
Yeah. And they're a good standalone as well. Is that half of the embossing folder. It's like getting two utterly separate designs.
It is, and the die as well there too as well. Absolutely amazing. 827 at 983, should I say. £16.99. Freedom members, you got a discounted price on that one, bringing it down a little. I think it's around 10% saving on that one, so definitely worth considering at £15.29. But where that story ends, the next die begins.
Another one begins.
I love it.
Hayley. And this again, continuing the same kind of concept. So you have got your two dies, and again, exquisite. I really like these.
Really pretty.
Really like these. It is. Do you know, that is the one thing when you run out of time. You know, when you've got really nice stuff to work with. It's the one thing that it's
frustrating.
So annoying, because you actually do want to play. That's the thing with being a crafter, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you've got that massive die that will stay in the card at the top. It cuts out along the bottom. Plus you've got the extra die to cut out. But then the embossing folder, if I hold that up, you've got the little flowers, which are gorgeous.
Beautiful.
And then, of course, you've got your diamonds there as well. You sort of cross-hatch diamonds.
It's like a plaid, isn't it, almost? Yeah.
These are exquisite. So you could, for instance, just do a beautiful background. So I've just done a gorgeous background. But, you know, I was saying it stays in the card.
Oh, I like
so that gives you options. So what about you take that, you just do that, so we could do a concept card, and that could just fold over. But look at these. Right, those little leaves, can you see these? They're cut, but kept in the card, but they're cut into, so it gives you detail. That is so pretty. Can you see those teeny tiny leaves?
Yeah.
Aren't they pretty?
Very, very pretty.
And they are staying in the card, but look at the detail on them. It is I really, really like this one as well.
And I love that you've got placement points there as well with that. I'm calling it a plaid, the diamond at the bottom there, where you've got the intersections. Perfect for you if you want to put your glitter glues in there. Your gems can go in there as well.
Points, I like that, Ellie.
You can have that one.
I'll try and remember that. You've got placement points. Let's watch that.
And look at this as well, a brilliant value concept, as we say. Got die and your embossing folder all included for that fabulous price of £16.99. Again, Freedom members, you've got a discounted price there too. So 697-669 being your item number if you fancy popping this one into your basket. £15.29. Freedom members can't miss out on that.
Just a bargain, love. Yep, and it is again really nice quality as well.
Love it.
All the Marianne products have been fabulous. Love these.
And these are beautiful. Now, stencils and masks are one of the most useful elements within your crafting arsenal, but also one of the most affordable as well.
Absolutely, and they give you so, like you're saying, they give you so many options. I must admit, the one in the middle, favourite.
Yeah, nice.
That is one of those that I'll use over and over and over again. I've used this collection to do my magazine article for next time, because they were so usable, you know, and so easy to use as well. I like these because, again, just a nice pattern. Each one of them is a nice pattern for absolutely anything. I mean, the bark, that is such a different bark, because there's a lot of barks out there.
It could be frosty though, couldn't it? It could be the ice on a window. Or...
It's just a really good random pattern. It doesn't have to be anything as such, does it? And I like things like that. I prefer things like that, really. You've then got the that's your faded corduroy. Again, that could be anything. Actually, that, you see, either one of them could be bark.
See, that one's got that reminds me of fur, animal fur. So if you've got something that's animal related, maybe something with stags on there, then you can be using that.
I think they all have got a really good nature.
They morph, don't they, into something else.
And the middle one is definitely the one that I keep going for. Really, really like these again. I think they're a beautiful collection.
Wonderful. You're going to get all three of those for £9.99. What an amazing price.
It is, isn't it?
It really is good value, because they're big stencils as well. 935034. Incidentally, those embossing folders and dies that we've just been looking at, we are incredibly busy for those. So if you're on the phones, perhaps placing your order for those, might be worth popping those in alongside them, because I think you'll be
nice.
These would definitely work with those pretty elements that we've just seen. These are gorgeous. And you gave us a little bit of a heads up on 11 o'clock. You were itching to get hold of these.
I did. I must admit, again, gutted. You see, I feel like I've played with more because I do use them for the magazine. But obviously for this show, not as much. But these are lovely. I tell you why I like these. They're so different. So you've got the solid shape. So that's brilliant for creating a background.
So that's kind of the one that we've got. Where am I, down at the bottom here?
So you've got the solid. That can be a background. But then the butterfly that you over stamp, it gives you a really, really cool distress look almost. And for a butterfly, that's so unusual. Do you know what? They're designed really unusually as well, because you can't really tell. But it's like, with these stamps and the ones that are coming up, it's almost like they've got a higher and a lower point on the stamp. So it almost gives you a depth. It's really interesting, actually. But look at all the detail, the extra detail that's on the stamp. They are a beautiful, beautiful stamp. And again, really different. You know, when you look at Marianne Designs, we've had so pretty, but then it's coming into sort of your grungy look. But you don't have to be dark grungy. And that's something, again, that I were doing for magazine, using them, but not dark grungy. You know, light grungy, really nice and, I don't know, inviting colours. The paper that you see is the paper from the first show. The dies, now these dies, when you're checking out your basket, these are one of the offers when you're checking out your basket. And they're a really good price of them. But those stamps, absolutely stunning. And you can see I've stamped the little butterfly at top and bottom, and then behind that butterfly, I've stamped the solid.
That's nice.
So it gives you that really nice background for it.
I like that a lot. Now, and of course, Kiss Techniques, you could actually use those larger ones as well. Can you pick up a background or something like that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the cracking of them.
Definitely a useful one. Definitely one worth going for. £11.99. You are getting those 4 stamps. They're really good size stamps as well. 577535 being your item number if you're wanting to get hold of those. Shall we look at another bundle of stuff?
Yes, because these are well nice.
These are pretty. We saw these working alongside some dies earlier on, but these are going to create your backgrounds.
These are so cool. Now, it's funny actually, because our Michelle, like when we were putting this together, and I think it was John, she was like, why do you want splodges? And like, yep, we need them. These are so cool, because they are splodgy stamps, if you will. So they're going to give you texture. They're going to give you a fantastic background. And you know how I was saying about the depth of the stamp? These do that. It's really, really unusual. I'm not quite sure how they've done it. It's almost like some of the rubber is cut away more.
So is it a similar concept to when we've seen Crafters Companion doing their 3D embossing folders, where you've got those different layers of intensity?
You can't really see it on the rubber. It's when you ink it up, and it's really interesting. And it does give you you a really cool background.
So it's giving you peaks and troughs.
Yes,
like
it gives you some peaks and troughs, Ariel. What a good way of describing it. So you've got your nice splodgy backgrounds. These match brilliantly if you've got the paper pads from earlier on.
Oh, yeah.
So you've got good splodgy backgrounds. The last one that you see in there, you've got 3 splodgy backgrounds. So again, really cool. It does mean that you're getting the grunge look, but it's controlled grunge.
Yes, yeah.
You're getting that distressed look, but it's controlled.
Yeah.
It's a repeat as well, so it means you can get a perfect pattern every time. And they are really, really cool. And it is funny, I feel like I've done loads of cards with these, but it's just because of the magazine.
Well, the thing is, though, when's
stunning.
When's that article coming out? Do you know? A couple of months' time?
Yeah, I don't know, really. I don't even know what month I'm in now.
But if you've worked on a project, and we're talking about the Freedom Members magazine.
Nope, I'm talking about card making and papercrafts.
Ah,
so it's probably going to be, because I write for that every month. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
I do. Yeah, I should really say that.
So it's probably, where are we? It's January, so it's potentially the one issue that's coming out for March, is it?
It's going to be March.
So it'll be out perhaps middle of February time, something like that. So if you're thinking to yourself, oh, let's get
April. But anyway, one of them.
It'll be sometime in 2018.
Maybe.
Probably sooner rather than later. But what I was trying to say is, if you do follow Leonie and obviously you want to see these in action, then having them ready, so when that magazine comes through your door, you're there, you're ready to go.
Absolutely. And I won't be repeating what I've done in the magazine because I can't remember.
It
might have been just like this weekend, but it's already gone.
And if you want to get hold of yours, 196269, being your item number, £17.99.
They are all phone mounted as well, which is important. Sorry, Ariella. They're all mounted as well, so we're getting really good price for that.
It's really good. 3 different sets there, £17.99. But of course, when you're working with your stamps, you need some blocks to put them on, so as you can stamp out. These are pretty.
I chose these specifically.
Oh, I can see
they're pretty.
Why?
Because they are a nice circular one, but they're more flowery. So it allows you, it's got some really good grippy holes. You have got, of course, the lines, so you can line them up nice and easy. But I just thought there is such a nice acrylic block. And again, they just feel really tactile.
Yeah,
nice to hold, nice to grip, and obviously 2 different sizes, so good for quite a few of your stamps. But yeah, I really like those. I thought they were a crafty essential. And yes, it is an absolute necessity. Is a grid on them. It really does help you with your positioning, and they're a good size acrylic block as well.
I bet you could actually go around those with a craft knife as well. If you
yeah, I reckon. I was thinking that. Yeah, they make a nice little guide, don't they?
Lovely. Do you fancy getting hold of your set of 2? You can see they're 9.8 square roughly, and then obviously 7.7 being your smaller one. £14.99 for both of those coming to you together. 760265 being your item number. Now everything that Leonie has brought to us, of course, are going to be on the website. When you start adding things into your basket, it's just £1 extra with your post and packing. It will soon start creeping up to that £6 mark. And of course, we've got Freedom Member discounts as well. So to become a Freedom Member, this is what you need to do. You need to either jump onto the website or give us a call, 88888 being your item number. And of course, instantly, as soon as you tick that little box, it's your first month's membership is added to your basket, £6.97, and that will mean that everything else in your basket is going to not have any post and packet attached to it. And that's going to run for a whole calendar month. If at any time you want to cancel it, just let us know and we can organise that for you. But take advantage of those savings, and soon you'll find that that Freedom membership will be working for you. Now, of course, we're talking about Let Leonie Loose. I think it's time that we headed over to the demo area to see what she's up to.
Why, thank you, Miss Helen. Ready to have a little play. Right, so all I'm going to do is play just to show you them dies because I think they're so pretty. I've already been using this one, so it's got little bits of card in it, which I do apologise. In fact, I'll pop that to one side. I'll use the one that I've cleaned out. They'll mix and match beautifully. Obviously, you can do so much with them. So what I'm going to do with this die, I'm going to place it at the top of my card, okay? Now, the reason being, this side of the die doesn't cut out. That will remain in the card, and I'll show you. You've got these little points. See, it's not a continuous line, so that means that'll stay in the card. It's up to you how you use it. I mean, you can obviously cut it out, but I did think that were really, really nice. A nice sort of variant to this, so it'll give you different ways of using it. So I thought we'll have a little play. not necessarily finishing a card because I've just been playing, but I thought it's nice to show you what it does. Now, this has been busy. If you want to go for it, 15% of the stock has already gone. Now, I'm sandwiching it because I'm cutting across the die. That seems to be a thing this today. Because I'm cutting across it, I'm using my metal plate just to give it an extra bite. Obviously, see what machine you're using. I'm also doing that because I'm going down the card. I didn't want to cut my cardstock down first of all, so that's why I've built it up like this in my Gemini. So just taking it out, let's have a look at that cut. That looks pretty good, actually. I don't think I need to run that through again, but what I am going to do is emboss it. So to emboss it, I need to take my magnetic mat out. I am going to have to treat myself to it. New plates on it. I'm terrible. I don't get new plates. This is me being stubborn. Right, bear with. Because I have this game, I was saying this in my own head, of trying to straighten the plates out. And it is stupid. Just get a new plate, Leon. I'll move this. Now, who's emailed in? Lou. Hiya, Lou. Hiya, Lou. Lovely to hear from you. Lou said about them being lovely for mixed media. They will. And I think this is a gorgeous thing about any dyes. You know, depending on what craft you do, you'll always find a use for them, quite frankly. And I think these are particularly good because they're a big dye. So they're going to give you... they're going to give you a really big, I don't know, accent to whatever you're doing. Beautiful if you're going to be gessoing over the top of them, something like that. They are a really, really cool dye. So, I'm embossing it now. Now, do take the time to emboss these. It is worth it. Because let me show you the detail that you're going to get when you emboss them. Now, let's just peel that off. As such, pop my low-tack tape. Because they're embossing, it does emboss lovely because you've got all the bits there. I keep missing the bin. All right. Should see it down there. It's awful. Now, have a look at this. Oh, it's so beautiful. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that exquisite? Okay, so what I'm going to do, right, is just cut this down. So I'm actually going to cut it about there. Like this, so that bit comes off the top. I'm then going to whip this round and I'm going to just remove that like that. Isn't that pretty? So pretty. And I'm just going to line this up. Luckily my paper trimmer can see where I'm going. So, okay. Now you at home would obviously use a scoreboard. So you could either have it coming over like this. So you've got a beautiful fold like so, which looks stunning. Gorgeous paper down there. Or you can literally just fold it over at the point of the die. So literally, just there, fold those teeny tiny bits that have stayed in, look, and have it folding over like that, which I think is exquisite. Look. Look at that die. Isn't that just beautiful? Okay, and then what you can do, so let me just get some of this decorative paper. Now, this paper, this was in the previous show. So if you do want this paper, put that in your basket because it's really pretty. Check out the previous show. The details are zooming in as we speak. I'm going to take the embossing folder. So this is the embossing folder that mixes and matches absolutely perfectly. Is that all right? Right, so, is that our Chris trying to make noise? I think what he's doing, because I'm always really noisy, and he's always whinging about how noisy I am. So he's purposely trying to distract me, which you won't do. Here they are. Oh, look, there he is. That's not going to distract me, is it? That's just going to make me laugh and chat to you. But that's funny. Oh, he's always whinging. When I'm doing this and he's like, I can hear you. Go. Okay, so. Now, look. What I thought I'd do is try a different sandwich The sandwich didn't work. I wanted to try a different sandwich because before it felt like it was a bit too much pressure. And that's why I wanted to try that. But obviously that wasn't enough pressure. Now, 20% of the stock has gone. This is very, very busy indeed. If you would love to go for these, please, please, please check your basket out. At a busy show earlier on as well, but these are beautiful. We didn't have these in the first show. They're both equally beautiful. That one, though, only $16.99, 827 983. In fact, the other one is in the lead. A quarter of the stock has gone with the other one. So if you do want the other one, that is racing ahead. Again, check your basket out on that one. They are equally gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And they're those kind of embossing folders and dies that I love the fact you can use them independently. Or like I'm doing now, you can use them together. It just gives you such choice. Right, so what I'm doing, I've embossed that decorative paper. I'm then just going to trim off the excess. And I like to do this, I like to trim it down after, because then I can see where I've where I need to trim. Because sometimes with me, if I try and cut it back first and then emboss it, I emboss it wrong. Oh, if you can hear a Gemini, oh gosh, that's so loud. That is normally what I get. Right, so look, and then I'm going to cut this down. This wasn't going to be a demo, this was just going to show you how these dies work, but it's now turned into a demo, hasn't it? And then, like so, see, and then if you just stick these together and hope your glue works, because I forgot to put the lid on. There you go. Now, this is the thing with this glue, good old Cosmic Shimmer, forgot to put my lid on, but I left it on its side, so it didn't clog up. Happy days. Right, and then, look, pop this behind like that. I'm not putting it right to the edge, because if I do, it's not going to shut. See. Look at that. How beautiful. Look. Look at that. What are you asking me about the trimmer? The trim I'm using is actually a Fiskars. It's a really old... It's one of my old Fiskars, is that one. I haven't got any other one at the minute. My woodware one that I was using has gone. Look at that. See now, doesn't that look effective? Now, so where you could take this, you could either cut another one, another piece of card, and having it coming round the other side. So you have a gatefold that's going to be really fancy, which would look absolutely exquisite. Or alternatively, you could put that on a piece of card so it folds up, and this is just the front of the card. You could do it like that, or alternatively it could be a gatefold card, thingy card, you know, where it comes up and that's your tenfold like that, up and like that, so it goes into that. Do you know what I mean? So you could do that as well with it. So you've got loads and loads of options with that one. I'm not going to carry on because I just want to show you how it works. And that is just such an exquisite die. Remember, that is the first option, which is beautiful. The second option is that one. But they are, see, this is what I meant by, if you did that, obviously with same die, imagine the same die on either side. How good is that going to look as a gorgeous gatefold? Well, the same die. Mind you, even the two together, I think, look really effective, don't they? Imagine ribbon round there as a invitation. Anyway, right, I am just chatting on now. Oh, and do you know what? See, these are really pretty because they cut in and out, so do you know, it's because I'm a little bit tired, so I'm just waffling. But look at that. Doesn't that look pretty? It stays in but cuts out. I love these. Right, okay. I will do a proper demonstration. I wanted to show you them just because they're really, really nice. Do check the website out. It is hochanda.com. That's where you're going to find those. They are stunning. Do not miss out on those because they're the kind of dies you'll get so many uses out of. If you do want to order them, have a look. But we have got everything else. We've got the beautiful masks. We've got those incredible stamps, which I adore. So do have a look at those as well. All on the website, hochanda.com. Now, while I do set up for a proper demonstration, not just me playing, I'll hand over to our Haley.
Well, I don't know about you, but I quite enjoyed watching her playing. I thought that worked really well. Now, of course, the fabulous elements that Leonie's been working with all are available on the website, but we're going to have a little closer look at those embossing folders and those dies. And I need to let you know that a third of the stock has gone. As Leonie said, incredibly useful, so clever in their design. You've got the embossing folder, as you can see here, but the die will actually detach. I'm not going to pull it away because obviously for our display purposes, it'll fall off. I won't be able to get it back on here. But basically, the concept, as you've seen, pop those through your die cutting machine, get that embossed texture featuring, and then your options are open. Because, of course, this is that Leonie shown us, you can take that wonderful edge and create a wraparound that literally marries up perfectly with the design that you've got underneath there. You've got that gorgeous score, it's almost like a scored and folded effect that you've got there. But, of course, when you do take it onto classic pearl card, it is such an incredible way of using it. Absolutely beautiful, very elegant look. So whether you're using that as a top edge, you could literally, if you wanted to just slice that across, you've got a fabulous effect. Little tiny bow or something there, and just a little sentiment. You don't need to do any more than that with a card. But of course, you have got that fine detail with that die, allowing you to create those extra details in there. And as Leonie said, having that extra element that you can cut up the card away means if you wanted to, you can marry up to perfection. Just paper piecing, as you can see there. Brilliant idea. All of those little elements come together to create the most incredibly versatile bundle, all within one particular die, and obviously your embossing folder there. £16.99, 10% freedom discount with this one as well. £15.29 if you decide to go for those. 827983, but very, very popular. You are loving those. Also loving the other design that we've got, and a third of the stock has gone of this one as well. Are you going for them together? I think you might be. It's just £1 extra with your post and packing if you are. Freedom members, though, you don't have to worry about your post and packing, and you will be able to take that saving off both of those sets, including this one. That fabulous lattice effect that you've got with this one, those diamonds, brilliant as your placement points, as I mentioned, when you're embossing, but also a classic design. Again, the die with flowers in there, such a useful design. And the whole idea where you've actually got from underneath, in there, you've got your flowers. You can see your flowers that emboss over onto your cardstock. And then, of course, if you're wanting to take that die, it's not going to cut away from your card. It's going to leave that little aspect there, so you've got that almost natural fold feature there. But that is just beautiful, isn't it? So elegant. Got your embossed detail there with your little flowers, as you can see, but of course that is going to sit as an overlay if you're wanting to use two different colours. Can you imagine embossing that out of gold cardstock and then actually having that as a wraparound? Just peeking through, you'll be able to see those flowers underneath. But as Leonie said, with those little tiny leaves there, and even down to the veins of the leaves showing through, really does show the quality of the craftsmanship within these dies and embossing folders. Now, if you want to get hold of this one, again, you have got that 10% saving, bring that price down to £15.29. But to be honest, at £16.99, I think they're worth every penny. 669. Now, masks and stencils, so versatile. I love it when we get all our different guests involved with these, and Leonie will be showing you just how wonderful these are. I know Julia, she loves her masks and stencils. So many ways you can use them. You can ink through them, get your spritzing through them, perhaps use one of your inky backgrounds and then go through with other inks on top of them. They'll actually go through your embossing machines as well, so your die cutting machines make up your sandwich to allow you to actually emboss your cardstock as well. And all of that versatility, 3 for £9.99, amazing. Quarter of the stock has gone of these, 935037, and these are the kind of things that you collect. Masks are collectibles, having them for all sorts of different situations, and of course they can morph into whatever you want them to be when you start mixing up your cardstock and your colours and your inks and all your embossing, and not your embossing, your gilding waxes and things like that. Now, this particular set, you've got your cobblestone in the centre, you've got your faded corduroy that we're looking at the moment, and the other one is your bark. It reminds me of silver birch, is that bark on. But again, it could be a frosty morning. Oh, so many different options. 935034, £9.99. Don't miss out on those. Something else that I don't want you to miss out on is these stamps. These are brilliant. Very, very clever. I love a silhouette stamp, and by that I mean where you've got the all-over coverage that you can see from the bottom here. And these are brilliant because what that allows you to do, if I bring that little card in here, you'll be able to see underneath where Leonie has literally stamped a complete butterfly using that background, but then gone over the top. Now, on this occasion, she's actually used a die that she chose when she checked out her basket, popped up as a perfect partner on checkout. But you can see here, you could overstamp because those stamps with the detail do fit perfectly over the top. So even if you don't go for that die, you might not even have a die cutting machine, you can still get that incredible multi-layered effect. You've got 4 stamps in total with this particular bundle, so 2 of your silhouettes down at the bottom and 2 of your fine detail at the top. And the beauty of having the stamp is the butterfly or the moth, perhaps, maybe you're turning them into moths, can be whatever colour you like. 577 535 £11.99 being your price on these. Definitely worth adding into your basket, and I think they will become firm favourites of yours. Something else that will become favourites of these backgrounds. If you're like me, that you love those almost designer backgrounds where you've got those inky textures, but you're not very good at getting ink and actually getting it on the paper rather than covering yourself with it, which is usually what happens with me. This is a controlled way of getting those results and being happy with those results. Because I don't know about you, sometimes when I do try to create an inky background, I'm not happy with it. It's meant to be a random design, but it never comes together exactly as I want it to be. With these stamps, you've got a little bit more control, whereby you can apply the colour direct to the ink and get the results that you want. And have a look at this. Now, when you look at those stamps, because you've got the kind of the black and the grey giving you the illustration, you think to yourself, oh, they're quite grungy. I can imagine using those in my sepia tones and my greys and all my weathered wood from my archival inks and things like that. But, sorry, should I say your distressed inks? But when you look at that, that's quite light and airy, the result that Leonie's made with this. And that's the beauty. You can get that grungy look, but lift it out of the darkness by using different colours. But equally so, if you do want to go back in and create a darker version, then you can do. Versatility, that's what you get with stamps. If you want to get hold of this particular set, then you're going to get all 3 of those with all the different elements in there for just £17.99. 196269. Now, as Leonie said earlier on, you need to get yourself some acrylic blocks to put your stamps on, and you can't go far wrong with these ones. I just love these. It's just so pretty. Now, they look gorgeous, they look really, really cute, but they are practical as well. So if you struggle, perhaps you've gone for, I don't know, rectangular or square blocks in the past, and you struggle, because sometimes straight edges are quite tricky to get hold of. The petal shape that you've got with these means that you can actually nest your fingers in there. So if you do have dexterity issues, it's helping you actually position your stamp and getting it to exactly where you want it to be. Grid there, obviously that's going to help you lining up things like borders or corners, or maybe you've got text stamps and you want to have them lovely, neatly lined up, then that's the perfect way. And of course you have got your smaller one there as well for your finer detail. Again, I think these would be brilliant for actually taking your craft knife and working round. So if you did want to cut out papers to make mats and layers, then what a lovely way to do it. But brilliant values for money. Two of those for £14.99. Absolutely incredible. Definitely worth considering. 760265 being your item number if you're wanting to get hold of those, and £14.99. Now, what time are we? A little over halfway through. I think it's time we head back to Leonie. But before we do that, let me remind you about a rewind, because of course we were here at 11 o'clock this morning. We had our first session of Let Leonie Loose, and we introduced you to a lovely lady, Janice Phillips, who is our latest addition to the presenting team. Now, if you missed out, then you can go back and watch, but don't go now, because of course it's time for us to let Leonie loose for a second time.
Why, thank you, Miss Lovely Hayley. OK, playtime again. So what I've done is one of those big dies, first of all. So I've taken a piece of black card and a piece of cream card. I haven't glued these together. I've mat and layered it, but if it moves, it's not a big deal. I can always cut it back. I'm putting that onto my embossing mat. So that's my rubber mat, and then onto my cutting mat, OK? And I'm not going to fill the whole card. I just want it coming off the edge of the card, like that. And then I'll put my sandwich. So this is the sandwich as though I'm going to emboss a die. So when I've cut it, this is embossing the die. That's what I'm aiming for on this one. I like this technique. I mean, it's not a new technique, it's an old technique, but I like it because it is a little bit different. It gives you real texture. So it's almost using your dies. Rather than use them as a die, this time we're using them as more of a background. So let me show you, and I think these are nice. I like them a lot. So, when you have a look at that now, can you see the depth? Isn't that just beautiful? So it cuts into the card, but as you can see, because we've got the layers together and because we use that embossing mat, it's not going to fall out. It's actually held within that cardstock. That's one of them. I'm working on the other one because I've got one already ready, because I wanted to have a play with both. So this is the other die. Have a look at that. Oh, I just think it's adorable. Okay, so that's where I'm going with that. Now, as I said, I didn't glue these together. So this one of my matten layers is slightly bigger at one side than the other. So I'm just going to trim that off. Oh, I need to be careful. Oh, I will show you. I did it on purpose, honest. I didn't do that on purpose. That's annoying. All I'll do is another matten layer for that. So, but I'll do that in a second. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, I know where I'm going. So I've got a little butterfly. Now, the butterfly, this is from this morning, and I think he is going to look absolutely exquisite on that one. Now, if you're doing quite a classy card, I think that would look absolutely amazing. Just tone on tone would look good, maybe adding a tiny bit of colour. We're not. We're going to take it and add colour. Now, it is very, very busy. If you do want to get hold of these, check the website out, because I do... Is the queues on the phones? How much is gone? Did you say 40? Wow. Okay. 40% of the stock has gone of this one. And then the other one, 50... Sorry, me and hearing at the minute. Half of the stock, thank you, Gemma. Half of the stock has gone with the other one. They are very, very popular. We've had constant queues throughout the hour. Thank you ever so much. I am so pleased you're loving these as much as I love them. They are gorgeous. Okay, so what I'm going to do... oh, the noise. Don't be daft, it don't matter. Okay, so what I'm going to do, colour. So we're going to I'm going to bring in the beautiful oxides. Okay, so rather than keeping it cream, rather than keeping it tone on tone, I thought I'm going to go colour. So I'm going to bring in my oxide first of all. So I'm going to bring in the blue, which I already love because it's already give you a real deep tone as that one, hasn't it? I'm then going to bring in, I've got my fossilised amber. So I'm then going to bring in the fossilised amber. So just bringing these in from the side. Look at that. That already, you see, already I'm happy with that. And it were gorgeous cream on cream, but mix it up. You know, bring in other colours, bring in a different look entirely. I love when they blend because you are getting, it's like a green tone that we've created. And I just think on that embossing folder, that just looks absolutely gorgeous. We can make it a bit richer if I want to. And then I've got my pink as well. So I'm going to bring in a tiny bit of pink as well. Right, just a tiny bit, because I don't want my colours to merge too much. I haven't wet it, so I haven't got so they are blending together. But I quite like how rich and dark that's gone. Okay, so doing that, but then I'm going to bring my colour, my stamps in. So, my splodgers. Eek, how cool are these? So I'm going to go quite light, first of all. And because I'm going to aim with my butterfly, where have I put my butterfly? Oh, it's flown away, everybody. Right, everybody watching at home, it's not that one, it's... Ah, here it is. Okay, see. Already. That looks quite cool, doesn't it? Love that, already love that. But how we're building this up. So what I'm going to do first of all is, I'm going to put my splodgers on first. So splodgers, this is going to give me, I'm aiming for a point where my butterfly is going to sit. So I want sort of a central point, if you see what I mean. Now, you know what I was saying about the stamps being unusual? Look at this. So when I ink it up, can you see how the ink is sitting on part of it more than the other? It's really, really unusual. And it's meant to be like that, yeah. I'm going to stamp on a plain piece of card just so you can really see what it does. Look, so when you stamp, I do not know how they do that. Isn't that cool? I don't understand, but I really like it. I just think that is so cool. And that's what I meant about these being a bit different. I really like that depth that they've created. It's funny, actually, because when I got these home, and I wanted to explain to you, because when I got these home and I were inking it up, I thought, well, that isn't right. It's not inking up proper. And I kept trying to lay over loads of ink, and then I realised when I stamped it, it's meant to be like that. So don't do what I were doing. Don't think it's your stamp that's wrong. It's actually meant to be like that. Isn't that clever? You've actually got shading, you've actually got tone in the stamp. Isn't that just amazing? And I haven't seen anything like that before. I was quite amazed at that. But look at this, right? So with that really pretty background, you wouldn't think the splodges would go. You wouldn't really think the two would merge together, but I think they merge together beautifully because it gives it such a different look to your card. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to extend it out. So my splodges are going to just go off the side of the card. And what I thought with this one, because I'd left that open space at the top, if I'd have just left that, for me, it'd have been too open. It'd have been too, I don't know, vast a space. But now with that, it's adding a different element to it, which I really like. I really like these. You need these. These are very, very cool. They're very cool. If you do want your splodges, and there is a better word for them than splodges, I think they're called texture stamps as opposed to... Oh, see, much better. Watercolour, what are they calling them? Imprints and stains as opposed to splodges. Only $17.99. They are super cool. I'm laying them up now. So I've got my pink there, but now just add in the other ink splodge and stamp over the actual design because that looks cool as well. Now, we could spritz this just to see I'm using oxides. So, of course, if you spritz it, you're going to get even more movement of ink. You're going to get even more colour. I would... Oh, yeah, there's my spritzer. I was going to say I would spritz it, but I don't know where it's gone. But it's there. Let's have a little look. So, because it is an oxide, you will get that movement with the inks. I'll tell you what I didn't have, though. I don't have a bit of kitchen paper, which is a bit annoying. Has anyone got a bit of... Oh, yeah, it's like, yep, on it. Bums and tums. What was it last night that you were doing? Oh, Charlotte. Oh, Charlotte were exercising last night. Thighs, bums and tums. Legs. So I'm just making things up. Thank you. OK, so just go over the top. There we go. See, and then you get that gorgeous look at that. See, we've changed the look of this. It now looks really vintage. It now looks really distressed and utterly different. And that die looks really good like this. Now, I am starting, I can feel myself going into messing about mode. Let me just find... Sorry, I'm doing that rummaging thing. You know, you do forget, don't you, that you're on live telly? Well, I do. OK, so I'm just going to take the stamps. I'm going to go with You Can Do It at the top, because I like that one. I don't know where I've put my little block. Oh, there it is. Now, these blocks, you see, they're good because you've got the line. So it means I can line up my stamp absolutely perfectly with the line. It would be even better when you can see the line of the stamp. Like this. That's the one, Leonie. Come on. Come on. You know you've got a brain. There we go. So, I say that loosely. You know, we kind of know. It's just not working. OK. And what I'm going to do, rather than this being quite heavy, this is our lovely Mama Make ones that you will be able to get hold of. So I'm just going to stamp along the top there. And I wanted that in the lighter ink. I'm going to use the same ink because I can. And the actual acrylic block, because it's got the lines, it allows me to line up when I'm stamping as well. So I've got a really nice... Now, I know you might not be able to see it quite as well, but no, you can do, can't you? I like that because it finishes it off. It obviously draws something. It's the top of it, so it just finishes the top of that, and then bringing that butterfly in. Now, I must admit, I'd cut this twice normally, or 3 times. It seems to be, and that's how we're doing that for a magazine, and I got a little bit obsessed with it, because as you layer them up, if you layer 2 or 3 together, it makes even more impact of that butterfly, so I definitely do that. What I am going to do, just to make that little butterfly really stand out, and this is the one that you can get as you're checking out your basket. And do you know what? These are really nice. You're getting 3 butterflies. They're beautiful designs, and I have used these tons when I were doing the magazine article that I keep babbling on about. I did use these absolutely loads, but they're there. They are on the website for you. Gemma's found that for you. There's the details, and you see, for those dies, £17.99 if you were going for that. But look at that, they're only £8.99. You're getting 3 lovely little butterflies for that one. Highly recommend going for that. Do check your baskets out with that one if you want to go for it. It is one of your perfect partners, and you'll be able to get that when you're checking out your baskets. I do apologise, I'm now rummaging through my bag. Oh. See, I forgot to get me. Bear with. It's one of them days. It's one of them years. It's not in there. Might be in here. Here it is. There you go. Got me glitter. So I'll pop that there. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I would mat and layer this up. What time have I got left, though? I'm only layer at a time. 10 minutes. Oh, I've got a chance to do another demo then. Quickly. Oh, you know how I were boasting about my glue being amazing? Yeah, you never do that. Why do I do that? It's like I was boasting earlier on about never getting flu. You just know I'm going to get the flu. Yeah, have you got a pin? Amazing. So what I would do is, might take a while. So what I'm going to do is I'd put that like this. I'll put another bit of black. Oh, she's on it. You're amazing. Thank you. I don't know, you did that so quickly. I can never find a pin if I need one. Hey, Liv, that's amazing. Thank you. Okay, so pop our little butterfly on now, like so. So that's going to go there like that. I'm not going to mess about with this anymore because I want to show you those butterfly stamps. So all I do now, you know when I said I'm not going to mess about with it anymore, this is what I always do. I then mess about with it even more. Stickles, because stickles is the best thing in the whole wide world. Sometimes it's better than food, but only sometimes. It's a big statement, that, isn't it? Big statement. You can't eat it. No, don't eat it. That'd be daft. You want it to go on your card and look pretty. Look at it, though. It is the best thing, isn't it? Look how much that glitters. It's just divine. So, how I'd finish this card off, and I'm not going to because I want to play with those other stamps. So, how I'd finish this off would be, I'll just talk you through. So, I would mat and layer it onto another piece of black because I've messed my black up. So, I'd mat and layer it onto another piece of black, and then I'd mat and layer it onto a darker blue. Look how that will go. Can you see if I spin that round? Look how that will go on those 3 colours. Wouldn't that look absolutely beautiful? Doesn't that look gorgeous? That die is phenomenal. Those splodges are, I really like that, are brilliant. Now, if you do want to go for those gorgeous stamps, really like them. They're different, they're clever, but they are absolutely exquisite, and they're only £17.99. I will do another quick demo for you, but if you do want to go for those, 196269, absolutely gorgeous. Please don't miss out on them because they're so different and very cool indeed. That is 196269. Okay, shall I do another one just here and now? Okay, so those are wonderful masks. Love this one. Pull my trousers, sorry. Stay classy. So, what I wanted to do, I wanted to just create a random background. So, you've got your beautiful background. If you want to get on the phones, the queues have died down a little bit, so do check the phones out if there is something you're after. Everything's really nice. See, what a... Oh, it's now come back again. It's come back again. Right, so taking your mask and then just inking through. Okay, like so. So I'm inking through to just blend those lovely colours and get the pink. I'm using the same 3 colours just so I don't have to mess about, because I know what I'm like. I'll end up faffing, and I don't want to faff because I know I haven't got tons of time. But I like doing this. Now, at the minute, I'm just doing a random background. This is on a bigger piece of card than I'd keep. I'd normally cut it down after. And I do this with a lot of backgrounds. I normally work on a bigger piece of card and then cut them down as so it fits. I normally don't start with the background I actually want. So through this mask now, what I'm going to do, you just spritz over your shoulder. You don't want to do that. You then just spritz. I did actually spritz through over my shoulder. Just spritz through the mask, and then just spraying the set, colouring, cleaning the set. Look, doesn't that look pretty? And then just lift some of that water off, like so. Oh, isn't that nice? So you've got that gorgeous background, but then get your butterfly stamps. And it got in it lovely. It's, yeah, it goes all grainy because of that's your distress oxides. But work through the mask. I mean, the mask, it gives you a beautiful pattern. And I do love this because I do like, with your mask, I like the faded out bits. Do you know what I mean? When you come off the edge here, I really like that. I always think that looks absolutely exquisite. So just blast this dry, like so. So we're working on a dry surface. And then cut this back. Again, like this. Now, what I'm doing, I'm keeping, because I like where it's blended out, I'm keeping that bit, because I really like that bit. And this is a nice thing. You know, if you don't have your card cut to size, if you do it after, you can pick the bits that you like the most. So just cutting those out initially. Like so. And then take those stamps. So, these stamps, this is why these are cool. So you get your first stamp, and I'm gonna go with the yellow first of all, so it's nice and solid. So when you put your colour on, see, nice solid stamp. So if I pop that there, like so. So you've got that yellow. I'm going to stamp on a plain piece of card as well, so you can really see how they work, because this is obviously going to go into my background a bit, but I want to show you on the plain what it looks like as well. So you can see what it looks like when you overstamp. See, so you've got that beautiful, beautiful background. And I'm going to do that a couple of times on this one. I'm going to do that one, do that one. How much time have I got? 4 minutes. Okay, that's not too bad. I'm going to leave that like that because I'm going to put my sentiments at the bottom. Okay, and then you take your other stamp now. Have a look at this. Again, you can just line that up, and this time I'm going to take the blue because I love the blue and just ink that up. So now see, this is a clever stamp. So watch this. If I just stamp on the plane just to show you what it looks like. So just on the plane as it is, look. Now can you see there's darker ink in the background? Again, isn't that clever? Can you see? It shaded it. They're really clever stamps. I have no idea how they've done it, but they're really clever stamps. However, that's on its own. If I overstamp on this one, so I'm lining it up, I mean, it's not going to be an exact line up, because it's not a clear stamp, but if you use your stamp proper, doesn't that look cool? Doesn't that look cool? So you've got that beautiful background, so it's almost like you're colouring it in, which I really, really like. So take it onto this one now. Taking it onto this one, and then over stamping. Look at that! Isn't that cool? I really like these. And you are getting, so you're getting 4 different butterflies, so you're getting the 2 different designs. They're utterly standalone designs if you want them to be, but of course they work beautifully together. And then, look, because you've got those extra little bits on here, look, you can actually just use the teeny tiny little bits. You can use those as well. And I think they're brill, because they're good. Again, they're good filler inners. Obviously, your splodges are going to look good on this, aren't they? See? I really like these. Don't they look good? And it just fills in wonderfully. Like so. Like that. Isn't it nice? I'll tell you what, those papers that we had on this morning, that will definitely go with these. And then what I want to do is just pop on a little sentiment on the bottom here. So we've got one here. And what I do like to do, so with my sentiment, I'm going to stamp it first of all in blue. Like that there. I am definitely not lining that up proper. Oh, it's not too bad. So stamp it in blue, and then 1.5 minutes, and now she starts messing about. Do it in blue, but then do it in black. Now I like doing this. This is another one of them things that I like doing. I like doing it so you sort of get it like this, but offset it a tiny bit, so you get a bit of a blue shadow. I'm well happy with that. See, obviously, to finish this off, what I would do is pop it onto a piece of black cardstock, and Bob's my uncle. I really like them stamps. Oh, really? Aren't they nice?
Brilliant value for money.
And isn't it clever? Can you see the depth of it? I've never seen. I don't know how they do that.
You know, I do. Magic.
I thought you were actually going to tell me.
Like I'd know.
My face sounded like,
really? Isn't she clever? I've got no idea. I don't need to know, because the stamp does it for me.
It does.
Both of those stamps coming to you for £11.99. Absolutely incredible value for money. As Leonie said, it's something a bit different, and I do love it when we're able to bring you something like that, even if we don't know how it works or why it does it. 577535, and that's quite true. Who cares? Because it does it.
Look, I just want to stamp it in black, because then you can really see it.
Very clever. Very, very clever.
Look at the good.
Different grade, and it all looks as if you've used different colours there.
Love it. Sis, check your baskets out.
Definitely, and of course tune in again Wednesday next week at 11 o'clock for Let Leonie.
I am Matthew Palmer, professional artist with the